can't wait to see what people are gonna. What are people gonna say to defend this? Oh, I don't know. You guys are just toxic. You just hate you're sexist. Bro, why is Kiani Mundi here? He's not supposed to be here. He would have right away, man. He would have the same guy. Man, it's fuck this show, man. He went the same guy that literally in episode 1 is like, oh, the Sith haven't shown up for 1,000 years. Is the same guy corroborating and keeping the shit hidden? No. It's bullshit.
You'd better put a chick in it. And make it fucking gay as fuck.
What?
That is so lame.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt! G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Hello everyone and welcome to Casual Rage 177, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. And gee, I wonder what's on the top of the card for today. I wonder what the main event is for the day. Well, the entire event is basically Star Wars and the Acolyte. I mean, what's new really? Sometimes we do talk about some Marvel stuff and sometimes we do talk about other little bits and pieces. But I think that there's so much to go over. There is so much to talk about when it comes to Star Wars right now. It's absolutely incredible. Incredible. You guys have probably seen everything that we're going over. You've probably seen a heap of people talking about it and everything. Doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about it and you're not going to get my opinions and thoughts on a lot of these things. But my God, where are we at in entertainment today? Where are we at with Star Wars today? And it has been a very big week for me. Very, very big week indeed for the channel. I had my highest viewed video at 19,000 views, which I'm rapt about. I'm really happy with. It fell in my lap, and it was a complete and utter fluke, which is incredible. With the Looper video, I'm sure you've seen people out there talking about it. Thanks to Ryan and Jeremy, Jeremy Geeks and Gamers, and of course Ryan Kennel, and Gary, and also Yellow Flash. That not Gary, he hasn't done a video yet. I'm sure they'll probably talk about it on Friday Night Tights. Those three guys, Ryan, Jeremy, and Flash, did videos and obviously gave me the shout out in those videos. I ended up being the only one that had that full video in the end, from the Looper video. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So it did gangbusters for my channel. We got over the 6,000 subscriber mark, which I've been really, really wanting to get to, because it's been a slow moving process, getting to these sort of quote unquote milestones, I guess, just the next goal in my head of where I want to get to. So that's been really, really good. And from that, I think too, my Twitter has sort of blown up as well. A lot of my tweets throughout this week have ended up getting a lot of exposure, which is always really nice too. We obviously, there was the Looper thing. Then after we had the episode, there was the Chiari Mundi thing. And then there was also something else. What am I missing from that? Oh, and then last night I decided just to watch Empire Strikes Back, and I put a couple of clips. I just recorded from my phone, the TV, put a couple of clips out there, and at least one of those has actually gone pretty gangbusters. You know, I would say for the size of my Twitter and the size of my channel, in my eyes, that where we've gotten to with a lot of these things have gone sort of semi-viral for me, which is really nice. Really nice. Although my notifications just keep going bing, 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 bing at the moment. So I gotta start muting some of those things. But I do. The reason why I haven't muted any of them yet is because I actually want to see what people are actually saying, see a lot of the comments. So when you're not getting notified, like I could go in there and obviously check and everything. But yeah, so we've got a lot to talk about. We've got, obviously we're going to talk about that Looper video really quickly. I woke up this morning to a senior vice president over at the Walt Disney Company with a leaked video of him exposing himself and exposing Disney for their hypocrisy and their racism. We got a little bit of news, like just, a couple of little topics to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about Dave Filoni. We're going to continue then with the Acolyte and talk about how they're continuing to promote the Acolyte. And we've obviously got the breakdown. We've got Amandla Stenberg's fucking music video. Oh, God. And of course, we do have Seal of the Week. Now, we're not going to do, for the last 2 weeks, we've done Seal of the Week before, at the beginning and the end, and then we've culminated the winners to have an ultimate Seal of the Week. We're not going to do that this week. We've gone for over 4 hours for the last 2 streams. And the last one I said I don't want to go for 4 hours. We ended up going for 4.5 hours. Look, I don't necessarily want to go for 4 hours, but there's that much to talk about that it could very well happen. It could very well happen. So we'll have to wait and see. But before we do get stuck into some of the topics and some of the things to talk about, let's say hello to the chat, shall we? We've got Miss J with her with the channel emojis, channel member, beautiful. And yes, you can become a member of Rhino's Rebels. You can become a Rhino Knight, or you can become a Lore Master, and then you get access to the emojis. So I know for a long time I've known that I've needed to do something for the members specifically. And I know people put videos or re-upload streams for members only and stuff like that. I don't really want to do that. Videos and the streams, I just want to allow everybody to watch. So, I've got to find something else to do. And the crazy thing is to, like, let's say do a members live stream where either it is just me talking to just the members, or whether or not I actually have members come in and say hello and We talk a little bit about the stuff that we've been talking about. I'm struggling with time. You know, I know that Valiant Renegade wanted me on his stream this week. We ended up doing a recording. He goes, "Oh, just come in. We'll do a 10-minute recording, and I can show some of the clips on the stream." So I got out of bed at midnight. We recorded for 40 minutes. There was that much to talk about that we recorded for 40 minutes. He's apparently going to upload that as like a member thing or something over on his channel. That's what he said that he was going to do. I don't know. It's his stuff. He can do what he wants. X-Wing. I get a message from X-Wing this morning saying that, what are you up to? We've been trying to get together for ages. Just the time is just so hard. Being that I work full time, I get a day off on Friday, and then the shop is closed on Sunday. So I work Saturdays. It does make it really, really hard to catch up with everybody, and especially with the time zone difference, that makes it even harder. But yeah, that's. I would love to be able to do a lot more of these collaborations as well, but it does make it a little bit difficult. We've got Germ Graves. How you doing? Where are my fellow Knights of Melvinat? There's a few of them here. They always come over. There's a lot of crossover there for sure. Aunt Majima. What? Aunt Jemima. Thank you for being here. Yes, plenty to unpack today. We're just going to let it roll. If we go for 4 hours, we go for 4 hours. It's as simple as that. We've got Darth Ghostface in the chat. How you doing, Darth Ghostface? Dropping some emojis as well. We got Melissa Lord. How you doing, Melissa? Good to see you. Fractured Filter, always busy when we're live, but always comes back to rewatch the stream. Do smash the like button. Share this around the stream as well. Acolyte was boring and gay. Turbo gay even. Yes. Oh, man. This episode. This is the thing. It's a 30-minute episode, and we go through a breakdown of the episode, and we point out like all the wrong things from it and like how bad it actually is. We end up going for longer. We end up talking about these issues for way longer than the episode even went for. Funny, a Wookiee dies to a slash. Yeah, man. We're gonna get into it. But thank you, Fractured Filter. Good to see you. And yes, catch you on the replay. To anybody that is just lurking in the chat, I appreciate you. Thank you. Please smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And to all the people that come back and rewatch the stream, I appreciate you guys too, like massively. I sometimes, rewatching a stream on any channel, I sometimes find it a little bit difficult because, you really want to be there in the chat and you really want to be a part of it. And then to go back and rewatch it and you can't really comment on, something that they're actually talking about. You can obviously in the comments section, and a lot of people do that for this stream. But it's always nice to be there for the actual stream. Lara A is in the chat. Hello. She's amazing too. She's always commenting. She's always writing me big novels. I don't mind them, but they're long comments and really well thought out. Great stuff. Mud Crab, good to see you. Dr. Coffin Nails, yes, fuck off Disney, you fucking cunts. That's right. They have done an amazing amount of damage to the Star Wars franchise in the 10 years that they've had it. But it's amazing to think that even after all of that, they certainly haven't learned a lesson. And we'll see why based on this leaked video that we've had just drop. But an amazing amount of damage. They've got no idea what they're doing. And the defenders out there, we're going to talk about those guys, the fucking SEALs. We've got Justin, Star Wars Marvel purist. Dude, we need to finish this Plagueis book. We got 10 chapters left of the Plagueis book, and we just fucking can't get the time. Anyway, we'll get there. We will get there. If you're not subscribed to Star Wars Marvel Purist, go over and subscribe. We've done 2 streams so far on the Plagueis novel. First stream was the first 10 chapters. The second stream was the second 10 chapters, so 10 to 20 chapters. And we've still got to sort out the last one. I don't think it's going to matter too much in regards to when we do it, because if you just, even if Justin puts them in a playlist, just those 3 streams, you can basically just start watching the first one, go all the way through. But they have been fun discussions. Melissa Lord, how you doing? Soul Assassin, dropping some links. Smash the like button and share the stream out. Yes, but you can follow me over on Twitter. I think that's my Twitter. Yes, it's x.com. And of course, you can get some merch. We've got the pillow's got cat hair on it. And it's been on the ground. So that's why it's got a bit of fluff there. But you can get the Narratives Fucked merch. And there's also the You Want to Fight merch with Charles choking me. Yes, go check that out. Ruben, I see you, Ruben. Tyranazilla, Ryan Gosling, Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan. Hello there. Keely Chow's in the chat. Good to see you, Keely. Let's see. Just scroll through a little bit here. Floyd. Sorry. Good to see you. Let's see. Mike Hill. Mike, you sent me so much stuff. I've got no room for half of it. Mike's been great. He's been a member for a long time. Sends me stuff throughout the week constantly that we can possibly talk about on Casual Rage. Sends me a lot of seals as well for Seal of the Week. But he sends me that much stuff sometimes. I got to sift through it, filter it, and work out what we're going to use and what we're not going to use. But, dude, thank you so much. Quinton, yes, Casual Rage. We are here for the rage. Star Wars Theory of the Fence-sitting grifter. Well, look, he is starting to turn the corner. He's starting to see the light. After everything that we've had with the Acolyte, the one biggest question on my lips that I want to ask him is, what are your thoughts on Dave Filoni? This is the last barrier to get past for him. What are your thoughts on Dave Filoni? Do you still think he's the right person? Do you still think he knows Star Wars well enough to create good Star Wars? Because if he says yes, I feel like him and all the people that are liking the Acolyte and defending the Acolyte are the only ones that think that anymore. Really do. It's crazy. I hope Theory gets it now too. Yeah. Yep. Stop riding the fence. Start being honest and telling it how it is, because we can all see how it is. If you're the only one still out there that can't, yeah, retarded, isn't it? Hopefully Rhino goes into full-fledged rage. Yeah. Well, look, the rage has petered out. It's not to say that it doesn't pop back up. It certainly does. You guys have seen it. But it's the fact of, like, it more comes down to, my rage more comes out now when you get somebody out there like a Theory that defends a Dave Filoni. It doesn't really come out too much when it comes to what we're watching. Like, it comes out passionately, definitely, right? And it might sound angry. It's just the way I am. It's just the way I talk. I'm very loud when I talk. It's so funny when I'm at work talking to a customer and my manager's like all the way down the other end of the building in his office. He goes, man, I can hear you clearly. Hear you clearly. I just talk loud. Mr. Bantham, good to see you. Let's see. John 42, how you doing? It's been a long time. It has been a long time. Yep, since I've been full rage mode. Because, like I said, we're now at a place with Star Wars where we already know what we're in for. There's no real reason to be completely outraged by it. I'm not surprised anymore. I'm just not. It's when the defenders come out and try and justify it, use headcanon and defend it. And by the way, headcanon is not a thing. Headcanon is not a thing. Canon is created by the people creating the shows, creating the movies, and explained through those materials on how certain things work. You know, that's why we've talked so much about tracking fobs. That's why we've talked so much about hyperspace teleportation and things like that. You know, fuck, I'm wearing this black jumper with all this fucking cat hair on it. I can see it. Tillium's here. Good to see you. Let's see. Firafema. Just scroll through a little bit. Say hello to as many people as I can in the chat. You guys are great. Was a hurricane. How you doing? Smorgan, I think that is. How you doing? The Disney Jedi are trash. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's why last night I needed the palate cleanser. I needed to watch some good Star Wars. So I chucked on Empire Strikes Back. And I was tossing up between Revenge of the Sith and Empire. And then when I chucked on Empire, I'm like, maybe I should have watched Return of the Jedi. But yeah. We've got Mr. Grant Gregory in the chat. How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Rhino to 10K. Look, again, this is very much a hobby thing for me. You know, I didn't start the channel to become big. I didn't start the channel to become famous. I didn't start the channel to even really make money. All of those things, if they were to come to light, would just be an absolute bonus, right? I'm doing this for my love of Star Wars, actual Star Wars, and the fact that I'm going to expose Disney is probably the best way of saying it for their absolute bullshit and hypocrisy. As did talk about it, but I know, look, I don't have a problem with this. A lot of people have actually talked about it. A lot of people have talked about videos about it, and I've watched some of them. And the reason why I've watched, well, most of them is because I'd like to say I broke that news. I made that come to light. If it wasn't for me screenshotting it and it wasn't for me screen recording it, nobody would know anything about it. But as didn't give me a shout out, and that's okay. Again, and I think it's because Gary was the one that first posted his clip. I sent him that because what happened? Let me explain what happened with this, and we'll actually probably go into it. If I missed anyone in the chat, thank you again for being here. I'm just going to scroll right down to the bottom. We're going to get to that point where we're caught up. I do see a couple of super chats and a couple of member chats come in, and we will get to those very, very shortly. So guys, thank you again for being here. Sky High, thank you. Chat was giving you credit. Which stream was that, Sky High? I'd like to go and see. Please let me know. So how this situation happened, right, is I actually got sent that by a person that watches in DMs. And I was actually on my way to work. I woke up, I had that DM there, got to work, and I watched it. And I'm like, holy shit, right? So immediately I forwarded that link to Gary. And I'm like, look, Looper's calling you and Critical Drinker out by name, right? And absolute bullshit narrative. You know, the narrative's fucked. And he almost immediately writes back and goes, I can't see it. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I went back into it and I'm like, holy shit, they've actually deleted it. So I went to the Looper YouTube channel to see if they'd uploaded the video there. I couldn't see it there at all. So I sent it to Ryan. I sent it to Gary. There was somebody else that I sent it to as well. Anyway, and I bookmarked it. And I'm like, holy shit, they've actually deleted it. They've removed it. But I was still able to view it. It was really weird. I was still able to view the tweet and I was still able to play the video. And then I'm like, so I clipped out the bit that you see on Gary's Twitter is the bit that I just clipped that out just to show him what they said, right? That one section. And then I sent that to him. And I'm like, holy shit, they've actually deleted it. Like, I don't know. So because I still had access to it, I was like, nah, I'm not letting them get away with this. I want to do a video on this. So I took a screenshot of the tweet and the deleted part of the tweet. And then it was really funny. I was at work when I was doing this and I had a customer come in. I'm like, holy shit, I can't screen record on my phone, have this thing playing in my pocket even while I'm talking to a customer, and I can't turn the volume down or else we're going to have no volume. So a customer came in. I went back into the DM with Gary and clicked on it, and now I couldn't see it anymore. I'm like, no, fuck, I can't check this. I went into the DM that I sent to Ryan and I was still able to see it. And I'm like, yes. So I screen recorded it and then we did the video, and that's how that all came to be. Sorry, that was a bit of a drawn out story, but that's how they got to that place. But again, like in regards to like the shout outs and stuff, I appreciate them when I get them, and I'm not necessarily expecting them. It's not something, an expectation. You do your videos the way you do your videos and stuff like that. But I think if I had have, let's say, been the one to post that first one, that little clip that I gave to Gary first, then maybe they may have come. But because it was on Gary's, it's like nobody's necessarily there to know that it was me that actually was able to get that out there for everybody to talk about. Not everybody's in tune with absolutely everything that goes on the internet. So I completely get that. But yes, it was me. And again, my video did fantastic. I must admit, Ryan's video did 170K or something like that. Jeremy's video was around 100K. Flash's video was around like 100K, I think, or something. And I hit 19. But again, for the size of my channel, fantastic. I couldn't ask for anything more. It was absolutely great. Again, thank you. And if there are any new people here in the chat right now that have just subscribed, and maybe because they've seen that, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. We've been talking about Disney Star Wars for a long time and how bad it's been. I know that it's so funny because even in that video, I talk about Andor and how I think it's shit, right? And there was somebody in my comments going, oh, you had me until you said Andor was shit. Unsubscribe. I'm like, all right, man. I don't care. You know, you like that stuff, you like that stuff. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you don't like what I have to say about it, I don't know. I don't know what more I can say. That's my thoughts and my opinion on it. I've given my reasons why I think it's shit. One day Ryan will acknowledge me. I'm a big fan. Blabs. Hi, Blabs. Hi. Love you. No, I actually do love Blabs. She's awesome. All right. Let's hit some of these super chats really quickly that have come through. We've got Mr. Grant Gregory for $2 saying, congrats on your new success. Do another song for you. Doing another song for us. Still been doing these AI songs for us each week. So we'll check that out. RIP Star Wars, Theory is still a clown. Fair enough. I'm still not 100% back with Theory. I don't like a lot of the things that he has said about Disney Star Wars, the support that he's given. You know, you got to remember, it wasn't that long ago that we had the Ahsoka show, and despite his feelings about it and it being actually garbage, and him saying, oh, this episode was really bad, but then still giving it like a 7 out of 10, I've got to see. It's kind of like with Disney Star Wars. I got to see them turn a corner. I got to see him turn a corner and actually And just because the Acolyte is shit, you know, what if Skeleton Crew comes out and it's all amazing? You know, in his eyes. I'm not jumping back on that ship until you know, until he can truly admit that basically it was full of shit, and that that a lot of the stuff that Disney's been coming out with, that even that he's been praising, is actually bad stuff, which I don't think will ever happen. Ryan Gosling for 2-month member chat says gay and black. Yes. Oh, man. That music video. I mean, this is going to sound really bad, but I thought black people had rhythm and they could dance and stuff like that. Like, it's just horrible. Not only can she not act, she can't dance, and she can't sing because she's not even really singing. She's whispering. Anyway. Jace is in the chat saying, "Hail, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you too. It's been a while. It has been a while." And we've got Melissa Lord for $5 saying pronouns, Kiati Mundi, and Stenberg, failed attempt at a rap video. Oh my, LOL, House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 1, and Ghost of Tsushima was my palate cleanser. Fair enough, too. I've heard good things about House of the Dragon. Empire equals peak Star Wars, 100%. I think it still, like, that's the funny thing, too, is while I was watching it last night, I'm like, man, this is so timeless. You could watch this 100 years in the future, and it is amazing. It's actually, it'll hold up till the end of time. You know, and you know what won't hold up till the end of time? The Acolyte. It won't even hold up till Tuesday. Not like it hasn't held up at all. And we're all caught up with super chats. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. All right. So let's. All right. We've already talked about it, and I've already given you basically the backstory of this, but let's just show it so that it's up on here. So obviously, these were the screenshots that I sent. Hey, Looper, did you delete it because almost everything you said was wrong? Or did you delete it because you thought throwing Gary, Nerdrotic, and Critical Drinker under the bus was a bad idea? And then there's the link for my video. So there's the tweet there. This video was just a massive gaslight session. Like, it really was. It was them running damage control for Disney. The funny thing is that the damage control that they seem to constantly run, whether it be the mainstream media, the access media, or Disney directly, is the exact same play out of the exact same playbook every time. And it's now starting to get old. You know, it's kind of like, when was the last time you heard somebody call you a Nazi? You remember when that was such a massive thing? You know, oh, you just a Nazi. Like, it fades away because there's no meaning to it anymore. You know, there's no weight to it because it's bullshit and it doesn't make sense. It's the same thing with this. We've been being thrown under the bus, the fans, this is, whether it be by the studios, whether it be by the access media or the mainstream media. We've been being thrown under the bus with the exact same narrative for, what, a decade now? Maybe not quite that long, but close enough. And where has that got them? It's got them to the point now where when we hear this, we laugh. Because it's like, you called us that back then about this. And the criticisms are completely legitimate. In fact, a lot of the criticisms that have come for, let's talk about the Acolyte, especially the Acolyte, aren't about the skin color. Yeah, look, Amanda Stenberg can't act for shit. Leslie Headland's wife can't act for shit. It's hard to get on board with Sol, the Squid Game guy, because of his the language barrier. He's doing a decent enough job. He's able to at least carry himself as an actor in some way. But Yord can't act for shit. And it's funny, we've heard interviews from back in the day, like way back in the day, where an actor went to his director or went to his thing and said, "Oh, actually, a good example is Harrison Ford as Han, the 'I love you, I know' moment." Apparently, he was supposed to say, "I love you too." That was what was in the script. But no, he went to George and he goes, "Oh, it'd probably be better if I just said, 'I know.'" And then they put that in because they listened to what the actor had to say, because the actor knew his character. These people don't give a fuck. They don't care. They see the script and be like, "Oh, I'm getting my $1 million. Sweet. All right, I'll say that stupid line." Because surely these people can see that, none of what they're actually doing, none of what they're actually saying, none of what they're actually acting makes really any sense. To be completely honest with you. And it's not racist to say that Amanda Stenberg can't act, because I could say the exact same thing about a white boy. The problem is in the Acolyte, there are no white boys. It's horrible. Even Trinity, Carrie-Anne Moss, she can act. The problem is in this shit, it seems that she can't. Why is that? Oh, it must be because of who's behind the camera, who's guiding her in regards to what to do next and all of this kind of shit. Man, fuck. We're sitting at 91 viewers. If we could hit 100, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Please share the stream out. Let them know we're talking about the Acolyte, breaking this shit down. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are sick of talking about it. It's so funny. I was actually thinking about this on Flashcast this weekend. I have no doubt we've in the DM group, we've already talked about some of the stuff that we're going to talk about in regards to the Acolyte. And I'm kind of going in there I'm thinking to myself, fuck, Flash didn't want to talk about Star Wars and all I wanted to talk about was Star Wars. It's now getting to a point where he wants to talk about Star Wars and I don't. Oh, man, I'm almost sick of talking about it. Oh, look, and I say, look, can we get to 100? And then like 10 people leave. It's all right. It's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's fucking amazing. Darth Ghostface drops 10 gifted memberships. You guys now have access to the emojis. Welcome to Rhino's Rebels. Welcome to the Rebel Alliance. You can now drop the emojis. You've now got access to the seal clapping emoji when we get to Seal of the Week. Yeah, I'm Flash, and Flash is me now. That's where we're at with it. That's where we're at with it. Crazy. Darth Ghostface, I can't. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the 10 gifted memberships. That gets us back to the 50. So I was checking my memberships. We dropped down to the 40 because obviously the gifted memberships, like not everybody renews that membership. So we dropped down to the 40. That'll get us back to the 50. Appreciate it. We've got Melvin actually here in the chat. How you doing, Knights of Melvin? He's doing great work too. Man, our little corner is doing some great stuff at the moment. And the other great thing about our little corner, because we were saying like everything was shit, and there were still people out there that were saying Mando was, good. Mando season 1 was actually really good. Andor's really good. Blah, 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 blah. All of this kind of stuff. And our little corner of the internet after the Acolyte is now vindicated. Darth Melvin, Knights of Melvin, you've been vindicated. Grizzy, you've been vindicated. Rhino, I've been vindicated. Tim, United Spaces Alliance, he's been vindicated. Matt Wilkins, he's been vindicated. Ryan Kennel, I never know if I say his name right. I should just say RK Outpost. But Ryan, you've been vindicated, especially for your takes on Dave Filoni over the last, decade or so that you've been giving. So there you go. And it feels good. It feels good. I got to admit, it feels really fucking good. Disney has a pattern of hiring good actors and giving them nothing to do. That they have. They have. You know, think about Jack Black for a second. I think Jack Black can act. I think he's not like this A-grade elite actor, right? He's not this high, but he can act. He can. Chuck him in Star Wars, and it's fucking garbage. He can't act in Star Wars. I mean, he was aside Lizzo, so that would have made it even harder. Fighting for to actually be in the shot. You know, you got to get all that fat out of the way so that he can at least be in the actual shot. No, I've seen Jack Black has lost the plot big time. Big time. But yeah, so anyway, we've talked obviously a bit about the Looper thing. Let's just watch what the video that Gary did put out. Just that little section. If you want to see the full video, I did the full breakdown. That's the video that does have the 19K on it. I do pause it. I should have said this in the video, that if anybody wanted the full video, I'm more than happy to send it to them. The reason why I didn't upload the full video on Twitter or even on my channel was because it is Looper's product. And if I'm not putting it on there and adjusting, what they're saying or anything, that I dare say, I don't know whether or not it can or not, but it could get me in trouble. And I don't want to do that. So I'm not just going to upload the full video without any commentary, without changing it, on Twitter or anything like that. But if anybody wants it, DM me, and I'm happy to send it to you. I've got it. It's horrible because it is screenshotted from my phone in regards to the fact of the size. See, this was a screenshot from my phone, and I think what Gary did is he just zoomed in on just that part of the video so that it could be a little bit bigger there. But let's watch this. Hopefully you guys have still got audio, but let me know if we don't.
Some audience members have...
Oh my God. And this is something that's happened with StreamYard, is now the audio's not, even though I plugged my headphones in, I'm going to unplug them and replug them in. Hold on. And then we're going to, hang on, we're going to unplug, plug in. Now that should automatically stop my speakers from working and go straight to my headphones. I go share screen, share audio.
have issues with it.
So now I actually have to go into the settings every time. It's already on headphones. StreamYard, what the fuck have you done?
The show's diverse.
And it's still coming through my speakers. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second.
City and LGBT.
Fuck. StreamYard, what the fuck have you done? I understand that you've got sound. Thanks, Scott. But the problem is if I just play it through my speakers, you might get an echo. Now it's not even coming through my headphones at all. Fuck. All right. Man, because we got videos to watch and I don't want to, oh man. Can I turn my speakers off? Yeah, but then I can't hear anything because it's not even coming through my headphones at all. Do I know Shadowversity? I know of Shadowversity, and I've watched some of his videos and obviously seen him on Friday Night Tights, but I don't know him. I think he is in the same state that I'm in. Based on the way he sounds, I think he is. I don't know that 100%, and I would love to meet up with him. It's the same with Robot Head. I know Robot Head. We've talked. Robot Head is definitely in the same state that I'm in. And I would love to catch up with both of those guys for a beer. That would be awesome. Man, I don't know what to do about this. See, the problem with this too is that I'm currently using StreamYard to record my videos because my OBS has some sort of delay between the audio coming through and me talking. So that extra edit that I had to do was it was so annoying. Try it. We mightn't get an echo. All right. Yeah, all right. We'll try it. Let me unplug my headphones. Let's see. Let me know, guys, if we get an echo or not. Robot Head is awesome.
Some audience members have issues with the show's diversity and LGBTQ+ themes, and those should be dismissed. However, viewers should genuinely examine the legitimate criticisms the Acolyte has received. Cultural critics like the Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic have dubbed the show lore-breaking for its recent revelations, but their commentary isn't productive. Rather, it encourages bigotry and hatred over a show that's just getting started. As always, rage baits and review bombings distract from actual criticism. In particular, Episode 3 has proven to be controversial, and perhaps rightfully so. Some audience...
So, again, we all we can really do at this point in time in regards to this is laugh at this bullshit narrative, this bullshit gaslighting session that these people just want to go through. Thanks, guys. I'm glad we're fine in regards to audio sharing. It is weird, though. Because normally all I do is plug my headphones in, it cuts out the speakers and goes straight to my headset. And it's just not doing that anymore. Shameful. It is shameful. It is shameful. And this is the other thing too, is like, okay, Looper, you're calling out Critical Drinker and you're calling out Gary. Have you actually watched their videos? Have you actually watched their streams? Yeah, look, they are talking about the LGBTQ plus themes. You even mentioned that this has LGBTQ plus themes and the diversity that's in this show. But you know why there's a lot of LGBTQ plus themes, and you know why people are actually commentating on it and giving that actual criticism is because that's the way that this show was pushed. I mentioned this in my video. The identity of this show has nothing to do with Star Wars. It is all about those themes. Nothing to do with actual entertainment, nothing to do with actual storytelling, and nothing to do with actual Star Wars. It's all to do with diversity, LGBTQ+, and it's, you know, what are these interviewers that sit there and go, is this the gayest Star Wars we've ever had? She sounds like Kamala Harris fucking cackle laugh. Like, so they're allowed to say that stuff, but then when we go into this, because that's how you've advertised it, and when we talk about that, we're the bigots. We're the ones hate watching. I didn't go into this thing thinking it was going to be good. If it was good, we would have mentioned what good parts of it there are. And I think the evidence of that is, I know that there's people that are here all the time. Blake is especially calling me a shill because I said that there's, 2-3 good episodes of the first season of The Bad Batch? So good episodes. Yeah. They were actually in one episode specifically with Crosshair in it. They were actually able to give it some depth. They were actually able to give it some good storytelling. They were actually able to give Crosshair within a 30-minute episode some motivations to do what he did. Correct. See? I'll call it out and say, hey, that was actually a decent story. Isolated. I've always got to preface it by saying this is in Disney's canon. This is in Disney's Star Wars. So at the end of the day, it is surrounded by shit, and it is shit. But believe it or not, they were actually able to tell a decent story. The funny thing is I just can't see that with Andor. Andor probably has better writing, I will say, than any of the other stuff that they've done. But when you dive into it and break it down, there's so much that just doesn't make sense. You know, we've talked about that. I'm not going into it because if I start going into that, then we'll start going for another hour. You can go back and watch my videos and reviews and other streams that we've done in regards to Andor if you wish to hear my thoughts on why I think that's bad. It's an abomination. All Disney Star Wars, from beginning to end, period, is an abomination of actual Star Wars. And if you like Andor, you like Andor, but that is still within that category. Sorry, but it is. Hey, we hit over the 100. Guys, thank you so much. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Smash the like button. Appreciate all you guys. You guys, the best. The best chat on the internet. All right, let's hit some of these super chats and we will move on to the next topic. I'm just going to delete or get rid of some of these tabs because it makes it easier to navigate once I actually go through them and we get rid of them. We clear them out. Clear them out. Let's see, where am I here? RIP Star Wars for $5 says they call us racist because they don't want to take accountability for their incompetence. Oh, man. I've been starting to wonder. Let me finish this. Everyone at Disney has a room temperature IQ. Hashtag sell Lucasfilm. You know, with the Acolyte, I was actually thinking about it. I'm like, is this intentional? Is this intentional? Like, have they really gone to a point where they're like, we don't want the old Star Wars fans. We don't want to make Star Wars for everyone. Because it feels intentional. Especially after the Chiari Mundi thing. Like Dave Filoni, Chief Creative Officer, the overseer. He's supposed to know this stuff, right? That the species only lives to be 65 to 70, maybe 80 years old at most. They've actually got a smaller lifespan than a human. Surely he's got to know that. And if he doesn't know that, then he should research that to find out. You know, you got a lot of the defenders out there in regard. We'll go into the Chiari Mundi thing next. But and it wasn't even slated to go into it next. You got people out there that, like I said in my reaction to it, my video of it, that the Chiari Mundi thing, there was somebody that said to me, oh, if you know this, you're in way too deep. Go outside and touch grass. And there was a couple of people that were sort of saying similar things about that. And I had to address that in saying, no, I didn't know that. That's the thing, though, is that when I saw him in the episode, I'm like, should he be in the episode where 100 years before the rise of the Empire, roughly 85 years before episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is he alive at this time period? That was my first thing. It actually had nothing to do with his line, but I went and checked. And, of course, you had Wikipedia running damage control for that and everything. You saw the screenshots. You had people coming out that took photos. I know that Tim, United Spaces Alliance, he put a tweet out about how there was like a card that came with the DVD or came with the movie or something about Chiari Mundi being 70 years old. That's canon. That's established. I don't care that they didn't go into like him sitting on the council in the council chamber and Yoda turns to him and goes, oh, you were born 93 BBY, weren't you? Like, why do we need that for that to be established canon? Us geeks, us nerds, we dive into this. We research this so that we know this stuff. But it's not like we went into this episode, saw him in there and goes, hang on a second, I know that he was born 93 BBY. No, we went and had a look and then we're like, shit, that doesn't make any sense. He shouldn't be alive. He's minus 40 years old. It's so dumb, these defenders. And what are their counters to it? Oh, legends, the EU was never canon. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say this. How do you decanonize something that was never canon? It's in the words, decanonize. Disney thought it was canon, you retard. Disney knew it was canon, you retard. That's why they decanonized it. Idiots. Absolute idiots. Because it established certain characters, it established certain species, it established planets. You know, Tatooine, the planet of Tatooine has a lot of lore around it when it comes to Tuskens, when it comes to settlers, when it comes to Mos Eisley, when it comes to the Jawas. It gets built on and even more established. And that's why, like, something like The Mandalorian, when he's trading technology for safe passage across the dunes, right? You know what real Tuskens would have done in that case? They wouldn't have even taken those binoculars. They would have shot him in the fucking face. It's religious to them because that is established lore. It's established canon. It was never canon. It was never canon. And you're so dumb because you think that it was canon. It was never canon. Is that all you fucking got? We can give you a plethora of evidence showing you that it was always canon, right? And yes, George could take his liberties with it if he really wanted to, if he was going to establish it into a show or a movie. 100%, I don't disagree with that. But that's not to say that, and he wouldn't have taken massive liberties in regards to changing the lifespan of a species. Morons. Absolute fucking morons. Not only do the people working at Lucasfilm have a room temperature IQ, but these retarded pronouns in bios, you majority of them that are actually complaining or trying to defend it, pronouns in bio. Why? Because they get a nice little lesbian scene between Osha and Jackie. They get a nice little lesbian chant, the father of many. Oh my God. Yes, the rage is fucking coming. Thank you, RIP Star Wars. You triggered something. Let me get through these super chats. Mudcrab, where were the tracking fobs in the Acolyte episode 4? Well, look, maybe the technology wasn't invented yet because you got to remember, Mando takes place, 5 years after Return of the Jedi? So maybe I don't know. My question is, where was Boba Fett's tracking fob when he was trying to find Han Solo and track him to Cloud City? Why did he need to get thrown out with the trash to track him? You know, very unique, basically very smart too in regards to figuring out how Han just disappeared off the radar, how the Millennium Falcon just disappeared off the radar. Tracking fobs eliminates, and we've said this a million times, tracking fobs eliminate the uniqueness of each individual bounty hunter and how they track their bounties. It gives them a nice little out so they don't need to go into any detail. And you know what's really funny is that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, the inventors of tracking fobs, don't need to explain how they work. Oh, why? This is why. Because the SEALs will literally clap because they see a lightsaber or evaded or it's red or Bleh! These people call themselves fans. And there's a tweet that we're going to talk about. Oh, man, I'm basically just covering everything that we go fucking go over. But there's people out there that are saying, oh, the homophobes and why is law so important and all of this kind of stuff? Can't you just let us like it? You know what used to happen in fandom when somebody actually made a wrong statement and then they were corrected by a fan that knew the law and knew the canon and knew the continuity of whatever it was that they were talking about? That fan that was wrong would listen and go, oh, shit, thanks for letting me know. I was wrong. That's what used to happen within fandom. True? But that doesn't happen anymore. If we sit here and go, oh, this breaks law, and this is why it breaks law, or this breaks canon, this is why it breaks canon, or this breaks continuity, and this is why it breaks continuity, oh, you're just a sexist, misogynistic, racist piece of shit. Hang on. You're saying something and you're not knowledgeable about it, and I'm correcting you, not to be mean, but just to give you the information so that you actually know. And then they go, oh, law? Law? How dare you? You racist piece of shit. You think law's important? You think canon's important? God damn. God damn. Crazy. Demogeny. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Really good to see you, brother. For $5, you want to read this one, do you, Charles? No. He wants to get on my lap, and it's not happening. Not happening. Thanks to Demogeny for $5. He says, they call everyone who doesn't like this show an ist or phobe. Man, of course they do. At the same time, ignoring people like myself and the DC. The DC. So who is the real phobic? So I hope you're not saying Doomcock. Because he's a fucking idiot too. He was one of those people. He basically invented the fence. Doomcock invented the fence so people could sit on it and ride it because of the Civil War and all the bullshit that he said. And then when we had the final scene of Mando Season 2, I've got the receipts if you really want to see it. But guess what? To Doomcock, law and continuity doesn't matter as long as you get an emotional payoff. I've got to go back here just to see. Demogeny, who were you talking about? DC? Dumb cunts? Anyway, thank you. Thank you. But yes, they do ignore everyone. They ignore everyone's actual criticism and just go straight to the name calling. You know why? Because they don't have a legitimate counter to the actual legitimate criticism. That's why. That's why. Thank you, Demogeny, for the $5. Appreciate that. And last one, and we're all caught up, is from Mr. Bantham for $5 saying, was hoping we could have a moment of silence for a good group of lads we lost a couple days ago. The full Aussie. Never to be seen again, unfortunately. Well, that's not true. That's disinformation. That's fake news. We will be back on the 20th of July over on the Full Aussie channel. Thank you, Mr. Bantham. Rest in peace, Full Aussie. God, no. We'll be back. We'll be back. For sure. For sure. And the Fs are coming. Funny as. Funny as. All right. Because we talked about it, let me... Oh, nearly got rid of that tab. Here, we're going to start with this one. And then we'll go. This is the Chiari Mundi stuff. The funny thing is like, even when it comes to breaking down the episode, we might, by the time we actually get to breaking down the episode, we might not even need to necessarily go through it all that much, because a lot of what we're talking about right now is based on this last episode. So there was this tweet here, right? I'm so over this weaponization of lore and Star Wars knowledge to point out others as illegitimate fans. People in my comments denouncing me for liking the Acolyte because I clearly don't know the lore. And this is the point that I was making. Okay, if you don't know the lore, you don't know the lore. I'm not saying I don't know all the lore of Star Wars. I've still yet to understand a lot of the canon and the continuity and the lore when I'm going through these books and all of this kind of thing. Goes on, let me finish this. Whether you know everything or nothing at all, Star Wars is still for you. Now, I'm not going to deny that. That's true. Star Wars is for everyone. But if you don't know the lore and somebody is there to actually teach you that element of Star Wars, that piece of canon, that piece of lore, take it. Take it, know it, and now you know that what they're actually doing is shit. But you just want to blindly ignore it, call it weaponizing the lore, weaponization of the lore. No, it is just the lore. It is just the canon. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And we've got a legend in the chat, Grizzy. Fake Padme. Yes, that is fake Padme. That is fake Padme. But like I said, back in the day, fandom was the discourse you could have within fandom was incredibly good, incredibly respectful. And the thing is, when you corrected somebody, you didn't get called an Isterophobe. You didn't get called a racist, misogynistic bigot, or anything along those lines. The person that you would be correcting would take that on board. Now, if they had a counter to that, you would then listen to that counter. But the counter wouldn't be name calling. The counter would be an actual legitimate counter. The person, like, anything, just anything. You correct that person, and then that person goes, oh, yeah, but hang on. I read in this book that this was how that worked. And you may not have read that, and you'd be like, oh, shit, I didn't know that. Can we check that reference? And you check the reference, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Why can't we do that? Why does it come immediately down to the name calling and the gaslighting? Because the majority of the criticisms, again, has nothing to do with the vagina. It has nothing to do with this color of the skin. And again, saying that somebody can't act isn't racist. It's not misogynistic. It's purely making an observation that this person can't act. So simple. So very simple. It's unbelievable how simple it is. I'd like the shit they're smoking too. The Senate. Man, good to see you, man. Yeah. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. We need to smoke. I'm getting frustrated. since when did correcting somebody on something make you sexist or misogynistic? Oh, they think it's mansplaining. No, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's the fact that I know something that clearly you don't know, and that's okay. But let me tell you what it is that I know so that maybe then you can correct yourself. Yep, a cancer stick. You want to buy some death sticks? Incredible. Absolutely incredible, right? So we get stupid tweets like this, weaponization of the law, right? And then this, I'm only showing it based on my tweet. I know a lot of people put it out there. I'm actually going to read this tweet out too, and you guys have probably seen it because, again, it's another tweet that, like I said, for the size of my channel and the size of my Twitter and everything, it sort of blew up a bit. There's, 247 retweets, 221 replies, and 2,600 likes. You know, it had 214,000 views. Really nice. Really nice. Man, this tweet, the comment section, the people, I don't even need to jump back in there and say anything to anyone when it comes to this. There are just people out there that want to jump in these conversations and either defend my side, my stance. I don't like saying my side, my what we know. And then there's people out there that are obviously trying to defend Disney in all of this, right? So it looks like Disney has destroyed more Star Wars lore and canon. Ki-Adi-Mundi wasn't alive during the time of during the Acolyte time period. He was born 93 BBY, and the Acolyte takes place 132 BBY. I think that Wikipedia actually fucked up too. They think that it works in like years, like, you know, but you got to work it backwards when you're going BBY. ABY, you can work forwards after the Battle of Yavin. I thought this was why Dave the Hack Filoni was made Chief Creative Officer, to make sure shit like this doesn't happen. Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars. It's what a joke. I keep getting told that calling out law-breaking and canon-breaking issues like this is bigoted and hatred. Fuck off. You know, I just want to point this out. Unfortunately, Dave Filoni was made Chief Creative Officer after the Acolyte had wrapped filming and was in post-production. Well, that's not true. And I stated that here. It's actually not true. He was made Chief Creative Officer about 2 years ago. They updated the website 6 months ago. That's when they updated the website. But this was just a simple Google search. Oh, but it wasn't actually established in the movies or in the canon. He was born 93 BBY, and the Acolyte takes place 132 BBY, meaning he is negative 40 years old. Based on real canon. But then, obviously, you got the wiki posts, right? So in the... And people are like, oh, can't you see that it says legends? These people are dumb. These people are retarded. Know that. Know that. But also, too, if this wasn't to be made to be canon or anything like that, why even bother going to the effort of changing it? Why even go to the effort of actually changing it to try and run the damage control? So it did say 93 BBY, and this is something that I missed in my video. I said that they changed it to 132 BBY, meaning that he was 0 years old, but it actually does say prior to. For all you guys that are new out there, I do have a bad case of dyslexia. So when it does come to Super Chats, sometimes I stumble through them, but also too, like things like that, I just completely missed. Completely missed. But prior to, right? But then, you know, and Zach, if you're watching, thanks for actually putting this out there. This was something that you could just find from probably a simple Google search as well, right? But the lifespan of a Saurian, his species, I mean, he's old when he's between the ages of 54 and 64. He's getting to like full-on senior status after the age of 65. But again, all these people, including myself, that go out and correct these people and actually state, okay, look, they fucked up. He shouldn't even be in this show. He shouldn't even be born. Why does it matter? Why does it not matter to you? Why does lore and canon and continuity not matter to you? Because it should. If you're an actual Star Wars fan, it should matter to you. And that's not even going into the fact that there's... At this point in time, it's not like completely, but it does do a little bit of damage to his line in The Phantom Menace. The Sith have been extinct for a millennia. Jedi are being killed by a Force-wielding dark user. Whether or not he knows that it's a dark Jedi or a Sith, I don't know. But, you know, it's not, you can't bring that up and say, you know, we're now being told that the Sith have returned about, 80 years ago, there was this situation that happened. Why isn't he saying that? Why isn't he correcting the Jedi on the Jedi Council? Why does Yoda not know about this? Why didn't they go to the Council? We're supposed to think that Vanestra is like a part of the Council. It doesn't seem that she is because she can't take it to the Council because they'll tell the Senate. What? What are you talking about? Jedi business is Jedi business. They didn't tell the Senate everything, even in the prequels. Plo Koon was in the episode. Now, we don't know whether or not it was actually Plo Koon or another being of his race, right? But Plo Koon lived to be 300, and I said a mistake in my video. I said 183 or whatever it was, but it's 382 years old or something like that when he was killed in Revenge of the Sith. That's how old he was. So yeah, technically he should be here. Just like Yoda. You don't see people complaining that Plo Koon was in it. And it didn't even get credited as Plo Koon. I don't know. There was no credit to say who that actual being was by name. Not that I could see anyway. I could be mistaken if somebody else caught it and saw it. But, yeah. Albatross, for $5, says they could have easily said it was the same race as Kiadi, but just a different individual. Why didn't they just say that? Well, that's true, but in the actual end credits, it says Master Kiadi Mundi. So they couldn't backtrack once they credited it in the actual credits. But yeah, what they could have done that and just had the same species, but they wanted the jangling keys. They wanted the seals to clap. That's why. It's so funny that Leslie Edlin goes, oh, we're not going to do a massive cameo thing. There's not going to be all these cameos and stuff like this. And the one cameo that they actually pick destroys the fucking character. Destroys not only what he said when we see him speak, one of the only times we ever see him speak, destroys his line, but it destroys the character and the species of the character and all of that other stuff. Like, it's incredible. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. You know, and Plo Koon was the Jedi Master that found Ahsoka. surprises me that that hasn't been used in some way, shape, or form. The Wolfram Hart, 79 for $2. Rescue Dave Filoni's dog. Hashtag rescue Dave Filoni's dog. Yep. Oh, man, the episode was so bad. This show is so bad. Like, really, really bad. Thank you for the super chats, guys. Appreciate it. It helps a lot. And I really do appreciate the support. So that's all I'm going to talk about in regards to the Plo Koon stuff. The Kiadi Mundi stuff. We all know, real Star Wars fans know this stuff because we research this stuff and dive into it. And again, it's not like when they did it, immediately everybody was like, you know, I'm sure there were people out there that immediately knew that this is a mistake, that this is bad, because they already had that knowledge and they already knew that. They've already dived into it that deep that they already knew it. But I didn't. I had to go and check. And when I checked, it indicated to me that it was wrong. Oh, I damned you the name of... Okay. Hold on. Okay, so this has come out. So it's not Plo Koon. It's funny though, isn't it? Because Plo Koon, we'll be fine if it was Plo Koon. He's over 300 years old. And they don't put Plo Koon in there, but they put the one character in there that shouldn't be there, that is like not even born yet. That's Disney, you really know what you're doing. Plo Koon is not in the Acolyte. The Jedi who appears is Ether? I don't know. Ether. Pan. Ether Pan. The head also too looks way too big for the body. Is that supposed to be a female? If it is, that's even funnier. But yeah, it's funny that the one that we'd be fine with actually seeing in this time period isn't there. Isn't there? All right, let me get rid of these tabs. We've gone through the Plo Koon bullshit. All right. Let's just do the quick news topics. Let's go to there with that one. Okay. I saw this. We're just going to touch on this really quickly. So apparently they're making a Spaceballs sequel on Amazon. Now, once upon a time, I would have been like, great. I'm happy about this. Now, there's one of two ways that this can go. Spaceballs, the sequel, The Quest for More Money. And if they don't call it that, they've made a mistake. Could go one of two ways. It could be really good or it could be really bad. Now, the only way that I can see that they would make it really good is for them to take the shots at Disney for the changes that they've made and go and use that as what this is. The quest for more money and they can't seem to make more money sort of thing, right? The thing is with something like this is I'm really not that excited about it because, again, it would certainly need Rick in it for sure. for sure. And I don't know whether or not that would happen. Is it going to be the old cast, or they're just going to recast it and make it something completely different? I don't know. Who knows? But this could go one of two ways. And obviously, anything can go one of two ways when it comes to something like this. It's either going to be really good or really bad. But I don't have faith that they could do something really good. I don't think that they could top Spaceballs like the first Spaceballs. Spaceballs is amazing. Something really... Actually, I might watch that tonight. After watching Empire last night, I might have to... that's true. John Candy is dead. That doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. But yeah, it'd certainly be interesting to see what they do with it. May the Schwartz be with you. Yeah. Great. Pizza the Hut. So good. So good. So, look. I would hope that they could do a Spaceballs 2 and do it justice and actually make it a comedy. Comedy's like hard to do these days because of the offended weirdos. So it is one of the harder things to do right now. And you got to remember that if they do a Spaceballs 2, right, and they do take shots at Disney Star Wars, look at them. Wait, you'll see them spurg so bad. So bad, you know, and it is supposed to just be that parody. You know, they took some liberties towards took some liberties towards Star Wars in the original Spaceballs. It was fucking hilarious. What is happening now is happening now. I've lost the beeps. I've lost the beeps, I've lost the bleeps, and I've lost the creeps. So good. So good. Raspberry. I hate raspberry. There's only one person that would give me raspberry. Lone Star. Man, it's been so long that I don't even know if I actually quoted that properly, but it's close enough. It's fucking great. So fucking great. We need to go to ludicrous speed. They went to Platt. It's so good. It's so good. Back when entertaining was fucking entertaining. Yeah, $2 from Ryan Gosling. Your Schwartz is as big as mine. Fucking great. And then in the restaurant, you get the alien reference. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Oh, man. Fuck, I'm watching that tonight. I'm watching Spaceballs tonight. I have to. So good. So very good. Very good. And then see, that's the thing that scares me. And this is where they've lost all creativity because they've got to redo a Spaceballs season, a Spaceballs 2. Everything's a sequel, a prequel, or a continuation, or a rewrite, a redo of something that was made that was way better than the shit that they come out with. And that's where we are in today's entertainment landscape. It's just garbage. Absolute garbage. Mr. Grant Gregory for $2 says tagged you in the video and DM'd you made the news. All right. We'll check that out. We will check that out. We've got to catch up on some Grizzy videos as well. We really do need to catch up on some Grizzy videos. All right, so this came out. They are trying so hard. So very hard. So apparently they've got a title now. And this is the thing, I don't know. Like, is this, it's official sequel? It's what they're saying. It's what they're saying that it is. A New Beginning. Star Wars Episode 10. I thought this wasn't supposed to be like a part of the episode thing. Wasn't that what we got told? I'm pretty sure. A New Beginning. A New Hope. The names. This last episode of The Acolyte was just called Day. D-A-Y. Day. What? The next episode's going to be called Night. What's the bet? Because the sun went down. It's so lazy. Day. Day. But yeah, Star Wars Episode 10, A New Beginning. This is going to flop so hard. So hard. Star Wars A New Beginning is the official sequel to the Skywalker saga. Are we still calling it this? Are we still calling it the Skywalker saga? The plot is expected to be about Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order. So funny, I'm dyslexic. After the events of the Rise of Skywalker, the film will be directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, the activist, who also directed episodes 4 and 5 of Miss Marvel. That's not something that you want to brag about. That's not something you want to brag about. Daisy Ridley is set to reprise her role as Rey. Cool. What's it about? Oh, Rey rebuilding the Jedi Order. The Palpatine saga. It's isolated in its own fucking realm, man. This has nothing to do with the Skywalker saga. It's got nothing to do with real Star Wars. Is that racist, bigoted language? Holy shit. Must be. It must be. Anyway, so that's apparently the news in regards to that. And the funny thing is that, you know, a while back, Daisy Ridley was saying, oh, no, I haven't seen a script yet. They're still working on it, but I'm bound to get one any day now. And then like 6 months after that, it was like, oh, I still haven't seen a script yet, but I'm bound to see one any day now. Like, they are struggling with this, and it is going to flop so hard. And to think how much time has gone by and we still don't have a script yet, how much is this movie going to cost? How much do you... honestly, if we get to a point where they've finally made Star Wars Episode 10, A New Beginning, I'm going to put a prediction out there right now that the budget will be $400 million plus. Because they are going to struggle their way through this. They're not going to storyboard it. They're not going to do anything that you're supposed to do when making actual cinema, when making actual entertainment. They're going to rewrite shit as they go. It's going to be janky and junky all over the place. I don't know if they're the right words to use, but you know what I mean. It's going to be choppy as shit. Reshoots. I mean, as far as I can tell, they're still reshooting The Rise of Skywalker. So anyway, there was that. Sydney Sweeney met with Lucasfilm recently. Which character would you like to see her portray in the Star Wars universe? None. I retweeted this and basically said, don't do it. Don't destroy your career. And she's way too conservative for Lucasfilm. If she does end up in there, they'll end up eventually doing a Gina Carano on her. Don't do it. Don't do it, Sydney Sweeney. Or maybe, actually, there's something. No. Oh, it's the next one anyway. So don't do it. Whatever you do, no matter how much money they throw at you. You know why they want Sydney Sweeney in there? Because, real Star Wars fans, they like Sydney Sweeney. She's nice on the eyes. But also, too, she does have those conservative values. I don't know how well she can really act. I did see her in Madam Web, and I didn't think that was really any good. I thought she was fine, I guess, right? But I've never seen anything else with her in it. Maybe there should be more stuff that I've seen with her in it, just to see how she goes. But yeah, don't ruin your career, 100%. Don't ruin your career with Disney Star Wars. And this is eventually going to be one of the hardest things to actually get people cast. It's going to be one of the hardest things to get people to actually make. The only people that are actually going to want to actually make Star Wars is activists. And I mean, that's all Disney wants. Rhino watched Madam Web. Yeah, I got a free ticket from Flash, so we could talk about it on Flashcast. It was painful. That's what I call it, free ticket. Sail the high seas. Go to Tortuga. Yep. But yeah, so just don't do it, Sydney. Don't do it. You will look at what happened to Daisy Ridley. Look at what happened to Moses Ingram. Look at what happened to Ewan McGregor. Look at what happened to Mark Hamill after they twisted them to talk more about politics and talk more about the toxic fans. Ewan McGregor sitting in his car, being a retard in a car, talking about all the if you're a racist Star Wars fan, you're no Star Wars fan in my eyes. They keep trying to gaslight us into saying that Star Wars is for everybody. Stop doing this. But then if you call out actual law issues, they call you a racist and say that there's no place for racists in the fandom. Even though majority of the things that people are saying have nothing to do with race or gender or anything like that. I think the most people have talked about race and gender is in the Acolyte because it was promoted as a race and gender thing. It wasn't promoted as Star Wars. So just don't do it, Sydney. But maybe that's got something to do with this. Dave Filoni speaks about the possibility of an R-rated Star Wars project. All right, look, if you do an R-rated Star Wars project, cast Sydney Sweeney, and let's get those sex scenes in there. Oh, Rhino, you're so misogynistic. Fuck off. And nobody wants to hear you speak, Dave Filoni. That was a joke. If you do get offended by me saying fucking get Sydney Sweeney in there and do sex scenes. Fucking joke, you weirdos. He says, quote, "It's interesting. The bottom line is whatever we do, people are going to hate it. No, whatever we do it has to be, whatever we do, the bottom line is whatever we do, it has to be really well done." Well, you would think you would take that on board with everything that you're doing. You would think that, everything that you'd be doing, even the Acolyte, should be really well done. Unfortunately, nothing that you've done is actually really well done, really well thought out. Look at that smug look on his face. I'm so good. My name's Dave Filoni. The fan base love me. Not anymore, buddy. Not anymore. I find it funny too that the writer for this episode, she's been tweeting back to all of these people that have been throwing criticism her way, and credit to her for, coming out there and having these conversations with people without sort of pointing at the quote unquote bigotry and shit, right? But there was only one tweet that she ended up deleting, and it was the one that mentions that Dave Filoni was involved. Why? Because Disney knows how bad this is, and they know that Dave Filoni has goodwill from a lot of the idiot fans out there, and they don't want to dampen that, dampen his image when it comes to Star Wars. They want that Disney Lucasfilm want the fans to still think that Dave Filoni is the savior. Fuck, go back in time. Not even that long ago. Go back to the Ahsoka days. Go back to even the Obi-Wan Kenobi days. Go back to the Mandalorian days and go and look at all the memes of the people praising the Dave Filoni in the sky image. I'd like to ask those people if they still think that Dave Filoni is that to them, but also too, does that then change your view on what the reason why you were originally saying that in the first place in regards to the Mandalorian and stuff? Because it should, if you've had your eyes open. Haven't had your head in the ground, sitting under a rock. So the bottom line is whatever we do, it has to be really well done. There's an audience for that. Well, not anymore. You've destroyed that audience. The only audience that are going to come and watch an R-rated thing is if you have like two non-binary people have an actual lesbian sex scene or a whatever. Something like that. They're the only people that are going to watch an R-rated Star Wars movie now. And to be honest with you, an R-rated Star Wars movie, if you put a lot of fight and a lot of gore in there and stuff like that, could be okay, but it doesn't need to. You don't need that. You know what there is an audience out there for, Dave? Good Star Wars. It's actually that simple. I think also with the audience, I want to still be hitting the imagination of the kids out there so they can grow up and appreciate those things. Well, God, man, like you, I feel sorry for the kids these days. When I was a kid, I had the original trilogy. Now, mind you, I was born the year Return of the Jedi came out, but, before we got the prequels, growing up till I was what? I think I was I 17 when Phantom Menace came out? So between 0 and 17, all I had was the original trilogy. And then in my teens, obviously, we got the prequels, which I loved as well. As a kid, I was able to be cultured through Star Wars and through some really good shows and really good movies and really good entertainment. All the kids have these days is this garbage. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them. And I see X-Wing in the chat. How you doing, X-Wing? Man, I really want to try and catch up with you, dude. It is, I was talking about it earlier. It is really hard, obviously, with time zones and then, my time off to be able to do YouTube stuff. I've sort of got my own things happening, but we definitely need to catch up. And I know you do a stream starting about an hour before my stream starts. Maybe what we can do is once the Acolyte finishes, and because I'm going to do Casual Rage until that ends, maybe the week after that, I was going to take that week off. Maybe it depends on what really comes out from it all. But maybe then I'll just come on your stream and I can just hang out with you guys and just chill. That'll be all right, I reckon. Various crazy people for $10. Thank you. Very much. I appreciate that. The story is bad. The characters are not compelling and destroying canon. That's Disney's playbook at the moment. And then they blame the fans. The fans call them out on the problems and they dodge accountability with blame, shame, and insults. Yep. Because they've got no counter. They don't actually have any evidence or criticism against the criticism. The only way to try and discredit it is to blame, shame, and insult. That's it. That's it. You know, and we saw that in the Looper video, and it's not just like I said. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And it's not just the studios that are out there shaming and blaming and insulting. It's the mainstream media and it's the access media. It's the shills. Why? Because they love their access. And I'm sorry, but that means your integrity has a price. Your integrity has a price, fake Kyle Katarn. Your integrity has a price, Star Wars Explained. For a long period of time, your integrity had a price, Star Wars Theory. He's starting to turn the corner. He's starting to see it. I'm yet to see him, though, actually call out Dave Filoni by name and say that, no, he's not the right person and he was full of shit. Your integrity has a price. And that price is a fucking shitty gift basket that will be worth nothing. You know what was really funny? Is that, like, Star Wars memorabilia and Star Wars stuff and everything, there would be a lot of stuff out there that, you know, that they're not making anymore that would probably increase in value. You know what's happening with all the Disney Star Wars merch and memorabilia that's out there? It decreases almost immediately. Nobody wants it. I'll show you something. I bought this and I think I showed it. I don't know whether or not it was on this stream or not. Let me stop sharing my screen. Give me 1 second. Just going over here. I bought this before the Phantom Menace came out. So you can understand why I bought it, being a massive Star Wars fan. Now, if you don't know, I'm a car salesman. I work at a dealership. I have for, it's probably coming up to 14 years now, right? And I worked for a company, Holden. It was basically GM. You guys will know GM, General Motors. But it was the Australians' like offshoot of that called Holden. When the Force Awakens was coming out, we had this massive cardboard cutout in the showroom of a stormtrooper. It was really sick. I actually wanted it. And the owner was a massive Star Wars fan as well. And he's like, no, I'm keeping that. And I'm like, oh, you're the owner. You know, you paid for it. But they had like an affiliation with Star Wars or something. And they had certain things. I bought this. It's a model car of a Holden Commodore race edition, right? With Kylo Ren on it. VF Commodore. I actually owned that car. I'm shattered. I sold it. I had to sell it so I could buy the house. But I bought that. It is unopened. Never opened it. I wish they actually put sticky tape, though, over that so that you could tell that it was never opened. Like, you can't really, there's no seal. That's the only thing to say that it was never opened, right? But I never opened it because here I am thinking I'm going to buy, you know, new Star Wars is coming. Star Wars is back. Yeah, everybody in the chat right now was hyped. I know you were because I was. And if you were a Star Wars fan, you were hyped knowing that Star Wars was coming back to the big screen. So I started buying stuff up. I ended up getting this as a Kris Kringle, as a KK, right? From work. Thought, awesome. Until I figured out, until we actually watched the movies and we actually saw how stupid and pathetic this character was. That's why I tried to blow it up. And the only thing that we actually got was a burn mark on the cape. We tried to blow that up once we hit 1,000 subscribers. We successfully blew up the Lego of Daisy Ridley on the little, brick scooter thing. That was for 500 subs. You can go check out that video. We actually blew it up. Go and check that out. But yeah, I bought this. Cost me $400. $400. Thinking, I won't open it. I'll have one of the only, not many people bought the Star Wars ones. They were buying the unique, the old school ones and stuff. This is worth nothing now. I should actually probably put this on Marketplace or something like that and try and sell it to a Disney shill. They'll buy it. I'll charge them $1,000. I'm actually going to do that. I might even try and make a video out of it. Shill alert. Yeah. Darth Ghostface. Oh, no. Oh, no. Shill in the chat. Is there? Do you want to buy this? Shill in the chat? It's for sale. 10 grand. You can have it. You can have it. Man, there's not many out there. That's rare. Very rare. Very rare. You want it? No shilling in the chat. Hey, Darth Ghostface, don't stop them. We'll just roast them. It's fine. If they want to shill, they can shill. Come on. Maybe we should do a shill auction. I'll send it to you. You send me the money, PayPal me the money. There is a minimum on it, 500 minimum. So we'll start the bidding at $500. No shills are coming to fucking my auction to sell one fucking thing. Anyway, so yeah. I don't know why I even brought that up, but there was hope. People were excited. Star Wars was back. Star Wars was coming back. Talking about Dave Filoni, not no one caring about what Dave Filoni has to say anymore. I just wanted to show this. Now, I think we showed a clip from this exact stream video, whatever it was that they did last week, and Dave Filoni was talking as well in that. But this is something where obviously they were talking with Hayden Christensen. They were talking about, they were talking to Rosario Dawson and Dave Filoni. Now, this is the funny thing is that he's talking to Hayden Christensen about Sand, right? The line and all of that sort of thing. And we'll go through the video. But then just look at how Dave has to twist it, right? Let's blow this up. Hopefully you don't get an echo. Let me know. And let me know that you've got audio. Because again, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard at the moment. Hayden is another sellout. And it hurts me because I really, really wish he didn't do that thing with Trudeau. Anyway.
Some 20 odd years ago, did you ever imagine that saying you hate sand in a scene in Attack of the Clones would follow you for decades?
I had no idea. No. And I always enjoyed that scene and I appreciated sort of where the sentiment was coming from, and it was sort of a powerful metaphor for the sort of uncomfortableness of his upbringing in a lot of ways. But yeah, people really, really took to that line.
If you're at the beach, does any jerk like me come over and be like, "Hey, dude, I thought you hate sand"? Yeah.
Oh, man, I would say that. And I don't have a problem with, honestly, in all honesty, I never really had a problem with the line. I actually didn't. It was fine. And I sort of understood the sentiment, like what he's saying there, right? And it has become like one of those memes that it's just out there now. It's in the ether of Star Wars lore fandom.
When you came to set, when you came to set to do the World Between Worlds.
Oh, you got to bring up the Ahsoka show. I mean, obviously Rosario Dawson's there, and they're obviously promoting the Ahsoka show. But you've got to bring up the World Between Worlds, the bullshit thing that you created. You look a little flushed there, Filoni. Snorting too many lines, maybe. Drinking too much, maybe. Or maybe your witch wife put a curse on you. Maybe, just maybe.
And he gets there and he's standing there in the Anakin Clone Wars outfit. It looks amazing. And I walked up to him and I think you go to me, Sand, really? Your whole
maybe I'd offended you or something.
was just sand.
In a
I hadn't even
previous
thought of
scene,
it.
I was
Doing
like,
this
is
again?
great.
Really?
You just
I thought it was
covered the
so
entire
funny.
set in sand.
Yeah.
And we got to
Triggered.
run through it.
Anyway, I just wanted to share that. Nobody gives a fuck about you anymore, Dave Filoni, to the point where even the writer of this last episode had to delete a tweet. Because we can't have people thinking that Dave Filoni's not doing the right thing. No hat. Yeah, no hat. No hat. Let's... All right, we're getting to the Acolyte, guys. We're getting to the breakdown. Nearly 2 hours in. I told you there's a lot to fucking talk about. I want to get rid of this thing because I don't want it fucking in the shot anymore. It pisses me off. Pisses me off. Excuse me. All right. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm not going to necessarily read the tweet, and I don't know if we're going to watch the whole video. I haven't actually seen it. I didn't have time to watch it after I woke up this morning to be able to actually listen to what's being said in this. But this is senior vice president at the Walt Disney Company. Phone's ringing. No, thank you. Basically, this is just a really bad look. Again, I'm not going to read the tweet. Let's just watch some of this, eh? Because it's 20 minutes long, and man, we've still got a lot to get through. But we're going to listen to some of it. Again, I haven't actually listened to a second of any of this yet. So, let's go.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
Whoa, straight off the bat, that's crazy. How do they do this? How do they like, obviously it's a chick behind the camera, behind the hidden camera. And what, like he thought he was going out on a date and she just happens to bring up his work and somehow manipulates the conversation to get this exposure out. Like, that's some great work. This is real undercover journalism. Fantastic. Great job, James O'Keefe. Like, really, honestly. Exposing Disney for their hypocrisy, their racism, their bigotry, their sexism.
There are times when it's spoken, but
How would they say it?
there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Wow. Like, they actually legitimately just... Look at the face that he makes. I mean, if you're on a date with a chick, like, whoa. This guy seems like a cuck.
They say
Like straight to you? Or okay.
They'd be very careful how they message that to agents.
According to these videotapes, Disney blatantly discriminates against whites, white men,
in particular? I think I'm sort of like well prepared for it. I'm well positioned for it. But as far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male. And that's not who they're looking to promote at the moment. As a white guy.
Wow. And the funny thing is you can see that he's getting a more intoxicated there. Like that. Great job. Great job getting this out. Great job. Wow. Show their racism. Oh, eBay's got them listed for $4.99. Well, mine's not for sale that cheap. If you're a Disney shill that wants that, I'm ripping you off. I'm a car salesman. It's what I do. It's not true. But anyway.
Guy, even Michael has his own doubts about the possibility for advancement for himself at Disney. In fact, Michael actually got to experience Disney's discrimination.
Hang on, maybe we can. I almost now want to watch all of this. Let's try and speed it up and see if it's still
Discrimination against white males firsthand.
I've been at the company for 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in the divisions. And they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for the shop. They're just not. That's not what they want.
They even passed over a qualified.
How does that make you feel, though? Being a white male, unless he's not straight, but he's on a date with a chick. It could be bi, although there's no such thing as a bi male.
Black person for a promotion because they didn't look black enough.
We wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now who was half black, but didn't appear half black. And there was a creative executive who was like, we're not, that's not what's going on. They wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way. And he wasn't going to bring that to the meeting. I mean, it kind of feels like at some point there's going to be a lawsuit. That's kind of how it feels, just because.
You reckon? You know what the funny thing is that the rules that they've made and the laws that they've made now, my understanding is that they could use those woke laws against this. Like that. I mean, it's not like we didn't know that this was sort of going on, or you can blatantly see it, and you can blatantly, see it. How else do I say that? But wow. But even going out on a date with somebody and just admitting that this is the company that you work for, wow.
And that is a lawyer talking. So how does Disney explain pushing these discriminatory practices? They use code words and buzzwords.
I'm guessing that there is a acceptable code words and buzzwords that are used to explain what they're looking for. They might say something like, look, we're not looking at the usual suspects for this job. So it's not a legally actionable thing. So everybody knows what it means. They, for writers and actors, you hear all the time, looking to hire writers and actors who bring diversity. I'm not looking to bring on any more clients who are.
Welcome to the Disney Tapes. My name is James O'Keefe, standing here in Burbank, California, outside Disney corporate headquarters. This is our first part in a series about blatant discrimination and woke policies at the Walt Disney Company. To say that the Disney Company has had a tumultuous 5 years, well, that would be an understatement. Yeah. Major box office flops, a losing battle with the state of Florida, and a stock that is one of the worst performers on Wall Street. And as you'll probably conclude from this report, as well as recent shareholder rumblings, almost all of Disney's recent failings are as a result of Bob Iger and the cast of characters here at Disney. They're trying to force woke DEI policies into every aspect of Disney's vast media empire. What used to be a highly profitable company by being the gold standard of family entertainment has.
But not only that, people used to want to work for Disney. I can't see how people would want to work for Disney. Even the black people out there, even the diverse people that are out there. I don't see what. Although I can understand why a lot of them do, because they are activists and they do believe this exact same thing, this systemic racism and all the garbage, all the buzzword bullshit that is out there. So a lot of those would be completely on board and ready to dive right in with Disney in regards to being this racist and this sexist. But God damn, that's why it's projection. A lot of their statements are made in accusation. That like it reflects them. You know, it reflects their values and their views and their racism. Wow.
Taken a sharp downturn in the wake of all of its wokeness. Under CEO Bob Iger's leadership, Disney's downfall likely started with the insane hiring practices amongst its executives and creative teams. One of their top senior vice presidents claims that they not only discriminate against white men when recruiting and hiring middle management, they actually give bonuses for hiring and retaining employees that are specifically not white. According to these videotapes,
if that's in writing, though, like surely, you know, to get a bonus, it would need to be contracted, right? Surely. And if that was to come up, in like a court or something like that, then yeah, the house of cards comes falling down, right? I'm new here. Just sub. Thank you so much. Great content. Man, had to comment. Look, I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. I will continue to try and entertain you. This is damning. This is damning information coming out.
Disney blatantly discriminates against whites, white men in particular. Not a week goes by without a news headline about potential medical supply shortages, threats to our infrastructure, or power grid. And you remember what they pulled during the last pandemic. Certain medications were mysteriously out of stock. No way will I ever let that happen again. In today's unpredictable world, it's all about being prepared for who knows what they have in store for the next pandemic. Our emergency kit includes starting Definity to kit stands ready to treat over 30. And now get TWC-OMG. That's $10 per
inclusion
today when you use code OMG.
You know, we have a diversity, equity, and inclusion
Yeah.
department who's very
Okay.
involved in like setting standards to make sure that our shows have diversity.
Do you think like Bob has a say in the diversity stuff when they're casting people? Like
100%.
to what?
He gives the directive. I mean,
For each
Oh,
show?
the buck stops with Bob, and we're gonna reverse this. What was the thing that he came out with more recently and saying that like we're gonna take a sort of a step back from the all the diversity bullshit and everything, and we're just gonna work on the entertainment? Yeah, bullshit, Bob. You're so full of shit. You're so full of shit. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes you. Nobody trusts you. Fucking stock has plummeted. Disney's a pathetic brand, a pathetic company. Fucking joke.
So for each
not that specifically, but like, you know, hey, I want every show to have substantial.
Iger even has a chief diversity officer. Now, up until recently, that was Latondra Newton, who played a big part in dragging Disney full bore into its losing culture war by promoting discriminatory hiring practices and introducing gay, lesbian, transgender, non-binary, and other characters into Disney's children's animated series and films.
Is it like an all-across thing, like all of HR? There's like that one specific person that kind of like, because I forgot the lady's name.
The thing that blows my mind about this, right, is that this reporter is asking these very explicit questions on a date, let's say, and isn't he getting suspicious? Wouldn't he be getting suspicious? I mean, she's done a great job to be able to get this information out of him. But this guy has got room temperature IQ if he's not getting suspicious of the fact that all these questions are coming. And the way that they're being asked isn't like, there's no subtlety to it.
She's the head of the.
Oh, I know you're talking about the head of the diversity, yeah.
The African American lady, yeah. So is that like kind of her deciding?
She oversees a lot of that for sure. But it's pretty broad, I would say. There are other people in HR who are also focused on that. I would say a relatively large percentage of our top writer creators happen to be gay. And a lot of
just by happenstance.
I mean, like, just like if you say whatever, I don't know, whatever 10 or 15% of the population is gay, I would guess they 30 to 35% of our top writers can be, gay. And so I think a lot of them lean into trans stories.
I'm sorry, but the way that this guy's talking and everything comes across as gay. Is he still in the closet?
more than the average straight writer would.
And in an odd twist, you have to be a white Jewish guy to be considered for a C-suite job. More on that next week. But now, let's meet Los Angeles-based Michael Giordano, a white male and Walt Disney's Senior Vice President of Business Affairs.
I do like business affairs, so like negotiations for television.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice. That's really cool.
Not really like on the creative side. You know, so a lot of it is, like knowing like the guild agreements and the union agreements and everything. Like make offers for the writers and the actors who are going to be out working on the show, and the producers and the directors, and try to like, get to a place where we can close a deal with them, help the production to budget, and so much of my job is just to negotiate
The budget
and then other people are doing
like gay. He's got to be. He's definitely gay. Metrosexual? I don't even think so. Is he Italian, not gay? Like, no. Man, the way he's talking definitely comes across as gay.
kind of the drafting of the contracts. So,
Oh wow! So yeah, what's the negotiating like?
I'm like sitting down trying to figure out, okay, what are we gonna pay this actor for this role? What do we think they want?
Oh wow!
Kind of strategize that. Everything from how you produce a show, how you distribute a show, how you exhibit a show, how you market a show, things like that. All of the negotiations and deal making.
I'd like to know where the camera is. Is it in like a bag or something?
Yeah.
One, well, actually two of our brave undercover journalist and American swiper investigative reporters met Michael on the dating app Hinge. And aside from this story, which focused on Disney's overt discrimination against white men, you'll see later on in this report, and it'll be quite entertaining, Michael turns out to be quite the ladies' man.
How long have you been on like dating out?
Not very long.
Have you been going out?
Not a lot. Not a lot.
Anything like worth?
You know what's funny? No.
Let's dig right into Disney's blatant practices of discrimination. If you're wondering how Disney as a company looks at race, gender, and discrimination in the hiring process, about how they recruit and hire
Oh, it's stupid.
talent, look no further.
I think there are times when it's like so front and center. It's like great because that's the focus. Like we have so many shows where we're casting and we're like, yeah, we're not even going to see certain people for it because we need that to the role to
So is it intentional that they want they only look for diverse candidates for certain roles?
Yeah, I think there's certainly a belief that it's just good for society and they know. But there's also a belief that we're going to make more money if we appeal to a wider variety of people, and it's a good thing. We have shareholders too, and so diversity helps with that.
Diversity helps with financial incentive.
Yeah.
So is it do you think it's more so on that side, or are you using any good prices gets put to use, or?
Regardless, I think it is regardless, but I think that there are even conservative people who may not want to lean into it can easily make the argument that we make more money when we appeal to a wider variety of people, and that means diversity.
Yeah.
There's a real focus on every show. And I'm sure the movies too, though I don't deal with that side. To making sure that the writers' room has a real, diversity, not just gender or sexual orientation and ethnicity, but making sure that they're hiring some writers who have some disabilities that they wouldn't hire.
Talks as fast as baseball coach. I will say we've sped it up to 1.25, so it is a little bit faster. Let's have a listen to him natural.
Since there's kind of a really broad look whenever we're doing that to make sure that everybody.
Yeah. That little bit of speed definitely changes it a bit.
Yeah.
So they talk a big game about DEI, but do they actually do it? Apparently so. They even passed over a qualified half-black person for a promotion because they didn't look black enough.
Yeah.
We had a situation where we wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now, who was half black, but didn't appear half black. And there was a creative executive who was like, "We're not that's not what we're like."
They wanted the full.
They wanted somebody in meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't going to bring that to the meeting.
And so this is on the.
This was on the
corporate side, the business side.
I never understood that. Is it cause I know a lot of I have a lot of black friends who are not as dark as.
God, look at the way he's eating, man. If he is on a date, I mean, he met these people on Hinge, right? If he is on a date, well, fuck, man. Oh, gross.
So do they care about that, or is
Right.
like the
Funny that.
ethnicity actually?
They say they don't care about it, but the truth is, to some extent, they do. If you're mixed,
Mhm.
but you don't look black at all, which sometimes happens,
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, I'm not so sure. But if you're mixed and you can tell they're somebody's part black, but they're not like that black, so okay, that was so crazy.
But apparently, Meghan Markle is black enough. You can't make this up.
So would like Meghan Markle, who's pretty white,
Right? Yeah.
would she be considered
She would still
like,
be, yeah.
diverse,
Yeah.
or
Huh?
Yeah,
As a white guy,
she's like,
even
oh.
Michael has his own doubts about the possibility for advancement for himself at Disney, saying, quote, as far as Disney is concerned, I'm a white male.
All that. Now I'm like a half step below a department head. I have a team under me, but I don't oversee a whole department, and that's like to oversee everyone, whether that's at Disney or having to lead.
Okay. Do you think that you'll have opportunity at Disney?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I think I'm sort of like well prepared for it. I'm well positioned for it. But as far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male. And that's not who they're looking to promote them.
In fact, Michael actually got to experience Disney's discrimination against white males firsthand.
So,
Oh, do you think that has a lot to do with it?
I don't know a lot, but it's something to do with it.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think the competition is?
Oh, I mean, I've been up for jobs internally against people who have less experience than me, and haven't gotten.
Okay. And they were given to somebody else. Do you think it had something to do with their...
One or two cases, I was told very explicitly that it did. Yeah.
Explicitly how? What did they tell you?
I mean, I've been at the company for 11 years now, so I have friends in HR and I have friends in those divisions, and they're like, look, nobody else is going to tell you this, Mike, but they're not considering any white males for the shop. They're just not.
And so it's probably fair that Disney would say, we don't want a white person to play this role.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're very careful about they're very careful about messaging, because they don't want to get to discrimination in either direction. But certainly there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male person.
Just kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken. But
how would they say it?
We've already heard some of this stuff. All right, we're done with this. That's crazy. It's almost like it's not something that we didn't sort of half already know. I mean, they're not so secret gay agenda. We've heard a lot of this stuff before. But wow. You'll never see a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. That's right. God, it is disgusting. That is disgusting. And again, apparently we're the ones that are racist and we're the ones that are sexist. But yet they've got racist policies and sexist policies in place at some of the highest levels of the Disney company. And that pours over into Lucasfilm a lot. I mean, you can't say that it's not there with Marvel. You can't say that it's not there with some of the Pixar stuff. You can't say that it's not there with pretty much nearly everything that they do. But that's damning. I don't know. What do you reckon is going to happen to him as an employee? He's just been exposed on the biggest news platform in the world, the internet. What could he possibly say or possibly do to try and justify what he's just exposed? What do you think the damage control is that Disney could do to counter the damning statements that this guy has just made? They'll hover around it with all the agents and stuff like this. Wow. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We're done with that. Oh, gross. Gross. I'd hate to work for a company like that. I couldn't work for a company like that. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Let's start going through some of the stuff of the Acolyte. We're not quite at the full breakdown yet. There's not really too much to break down with this episode. I don't even think we need to necessarily go through a whole heap like we have with the other episodes. This episode was completely boring. We get pronouns. There's a lot of walking and talking and exposition that is completely unnecessary. You know, Yord asking for Osha to give back the blaster that just gets dropped. And there's a lot of crap in here that just, it just doesn't really make any sense. Time doesn't exist in Disney Star Wars. It never has from ever since The Mandalorian. In fact, ever since some parts of the sequels, you know, with their hyperspace teleportation, their hyperspace skipping and stuff like that. Time does not exist. And especially like one of the biggest things that I noticed in this episode in regards to time, I should actually take this down for a second. One of the biggest things I saw in this episode in regards to time is that at the end of episode 2, Sol gets ordered to go back to Coruscant instead of directly tracking May and Asian Ezra Miller to the planet where the Wookiee is, right? Because they know that they're going there. But they've got to go and discuss it so that we can get our Kiadi Mundi retcon. So they go to Coruscant. May and Agent Ezra Miller go directly to the Wookiee planet. They got 3 hours of light left. They're walking and trekking towards the Wookiee thing. In the time that they've flown from where Torben died, that planet, to the Wookiee planet, and started walking and trekking and, let's say, getting to the Wookiee's hut, the Jedi have gone from the planet where Torben killed himself back to Coruscant. Jackie's been able to go through an entire training session. They've had a meeting. Osha wants to leave. Sol finds Osha, has a discussion, makes Osha go with him, or asks Osha to go with him. So she goes with him. They fly from Coruscant to the planet where the Wookiee is, trek through the forest using their sniffer dog, which is ridiculous as well. And they both get to the hut at the same time, basically. That just doesn't add up. The math doesn't math. Just doesn't add up. You know, and tracking as well, like with the sniffing of the cloth, right? First of all, where did they get the cloth from to track the Wookiee, right? But also, too, normally to track that, the Wookiee would have had to have been like moving through the area so that the scent is being left behind, right? The Wookiee's in the forest. How are they even like, man, that tracker, that scent the nose on that tracker must be incredibly like powerful to be able to get into a direct destination, a direct compass location of which way to travel to find the Wookiee. Oh, but Rhino, you're nitpicking. No, fuck off. Fuck off. This is just bad. This is bad writing. This is bad storytelling. It doesn't stack up. There's no escapist entertainment. You're taken out of this every step of the way. Like, because you're constantly sitting there going, why or how? Like, you want the explanation. Why or how? Why or how? Osha, she is flip-flopping from like saying, thank you to Jackie for helping me realize that my sister's still alive. And then Sol comes over and says, I need your help to stop like possibly this other Jedi that they're going to send after her from killing her. And May's like, oh, but she killed everyone. I don't fucking care. To, you know, I need you. And then it's like, oh, okay. And you know, then May's flip-flopping of character motivations insane, right? She wants to kill her sister 16 years in the past because she wants to join the Jedi and she wants to leave. So she wants to kill her. For the last 16 years, she's been on this revenge like plot in her head, being infiltrated by the Master and manipulated by the Master, you could say, to enhance that revenge plot. For the last 16 years, that's embedded in her head, you would think, until it's like, oh, I realize, and she even states in this episode that Osha is with the Jedi now, right? Like, you tried to kill her because she wanted to go with the Jedi. Now that she is a Jedi in your eyes, you want to go and be with her? Like, I don't know. To me, that just seems like really dumb fucking writing. And you can see what they're already trying to set up here, right? That the master, Smilo Ren, it's not Agent Ezra Miller. And now, if it turns out that it is, I'll admit that I was wrong, but I just don't see it. When the master walks over to Osha and walks right up to her, first of all, why isn't Osha walking backwards? Like, whoa, this is scary. She's just standing there frozen, and so are the Jedi. It's dumb as shit, right? But she walks over to her and looks her in the eyes, you could say, looking through the helmet. And then she force pushes her away, and then the major attack comes against the Jedi. She doesn't want to hurt her. She doesn't want to hurt Osha. You can see it. And again, when she turns her head and the helmet goes, zoom, and then stops, like, man, the body type looks like a woman. The height is like, she's shorter than Osha when she walks right up to her, or at least sort of on that same level. If you look at Agent Ezra Miller, he's taller. Like, it's, I just don't see that. The Wookiee being killed. The Wookiee being killed. So, what's her name? Reva. Reva can be run through with a lightsaber twice. Once as a child and once as an adult. Both times by Vader. Once as Vader is looking like Anakin, and the other one as Vader as Vader. Survives. No problem. Reva. I already said Reva. Sabine. Run through with a lightsaber, left with nothing but a flesh wound. This Wookiee gets sliced across the chest. And again, I mentioned this in my review, in the video. It's almost like they've now given a lightsaber like a sharp edge, like a blade, right? Because if you've got a lightsaber and you run through the person, right, like that, you're slicing right through them. Top end, torso, falls off the bottom end, right? It's like when Obi-Wan in the cantina chops off that guy's arm. What happens? The arm falls to the floor because it chopped right through it, like a knife, hot knife through butter. But no, we're just going to give the flesh wound and the Wookiee's dead. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Lightsabers aren't this crazy fucking lethal weapon anymore, except for when they need it to be. But then when they need it to be, they make it look stupid. We already talked about Kiadi Mundi. We've gone through all of that. That's massively law-breaking, continuity breaking, canon breaking in regards to him just being there. And then there is the element of the line that he gives. I will say that they haven't specifically said that it's Sith, but you got a dark Jedi out there or an Acolyte out there that is killing Jedi Masters. Jedi Masters. And like, even when the conversation comes up in the Phantom Menace, Kiadi Mundi doesn't turn to them and say, well, like, you know, about 80 years ago, there was that incident. No, they haven't been sensed in a millennia. Okay. All right, we're supposed to still believe that, right? What else is there in this episode? I think the thing with the Agent Ezra Miller being Smilo Ren is just misdirection. They're trying to set it up. And the problem with that is that it's obvious. It's obvious. They're trying to subvert your expectations. They're trying to subvert your expectations. Man, there was something specific as well that I wanted to say, that I wanted to actually talk about. Oh, the bit when Osha touches the bug, the thing that's on the tree. I'm not, even in my review, I'm like, touch it. I know you're going to. And she touches it, and then it crawls up the tree and turns into a flying bug. And then instead of, Osha calls out to Sol. They all come over. Sol ignites his lightsaber and says, oh, I can handle this. Right? Now, you wouldn't think that maybe all those other bugs that are wrapped around the trees would like sort of come to life and start attacking as well. No. You wouldn't think that the bug might make this call to all of them. No. It's just this one very quick, small scene. Now, OSHA is still standing in front of Sol. The bug was targeting OSHA because OSHA was the one that touched it, and they had to all come running back. So when it was looking at OSHA, but it goes for the lightsaber, and they have to tell you, oh, it went for the lightsaber. Jackie says that. Just in case you missed it. It went straight for the lightsaber. Huh. That was convenient that it didn't go for OSHA. OSHA didn't. She's standing there again. Like deer in the headlights. Wouldn't you want to run behind Sol, who's got the lightsaber? Or at least pull out your blaster? She's standing there. Just happens to be lucky. And then Jackie says this stupid line. Actually, I need to bring this up. This line, this particular line. Let me get it. Give me a sec here, guys. Loading. Man, it is the dumbest writing. It is the dumbest fucking shit I think I've ever seen. Here. Hang on, have I gone too far? Yeah, so that's where he comes around and he kills it. It cuts there. Oh, here we go. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I need to just top up my drink. I'm going to give you a little clip and then we'll come back to this. What clip can I play you guys? Do you want to see the Mozza fart? Fuck it. We need a laugh. Let's play the Mozza fart. I'll be right back.
Oh, Mozza, read that.
Mozza, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mozza.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozza. That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
I'm coming. I'm a-coming. That's what she said. Okay. Empty chair. Yep. All right, here we go. My headcanon is that was Master Conehead's father. It would make sense with his species and all. Your thoughts? The thing is in the credits, it's Ki-Adi-Mundi. Is that who you're talking about? It's not headcanon. They've credited it as Ki-Adi-Mundi. I think that's who you're talking about, Conehead. So no, headcanon doesn't even come into play. And I look, headcanon's not a thing. I'm sorry. Canon is created by the creators creating the canon, and should be explained and shown through the medium. Now you can make theories. It doesn't make it. You know, it's kind of like when people try to use headcanon to explain how tracking fobs work. Well, they haven't shown us and they haven't told us. So your headcanon is your justification for how it works, but until we get an explicit explanation to how it works, then it is literally just you and your headcanon to try and make, I guess, yourself happy with what you're seeing. All right, let me show you this line. This is please let me know if you're getting any echo again, because I don't know what's going on with StreamYard here. So this was after the bug gets killed by Sol.
What is it?
I was able to sense that creature.
So she's now able to like sense things again. She's starting to get some of her older abilities back. And this is the other thing too, is like, how long were you training with Sol for in the Jedi when after like your temple, your lesbian witches burnt? Like those skills and those abilities don't just fade to nothing. That's not how the Force works. It's not. Let's play it. You know, do I have that? Surely I've got that.
That's not how the Force works.
It's not. How's the audio? Still no echo. Good.
But I disturbed it. And now it's dead.
She disturbed it, and now it's dead. So she's feeling a bit of remorse for this thing being killed. Let's listen to what Jackie has to say.
It's always an honor to get to witness anything or anyone transform into the Force.
It's always an honor to witness anyone or anything that gets transformed into the Force. What a dumb fucking thing to say. I'm sure it was an honor for Obi-Wan to witness his master being killed, to be transformed into the Force. I'm sure it was an honor for Anakin killing all the Tuskens and seeing all of them transform into the Force. It's an honor to see murder. It's an honor to see death. You know, this is the thing through the writing, is that they think that they're being really profound. You know, Leslie Edlin thinks that this is amazing. And it's so deep and so meaningful. And yet it just falls flat because it's so stupid. This isn't a way of Jedi would think.
Although you've had more experience with death than I have.
Oh, now rub it in her face a little bit. You've had more experience with death. I'm a little jealous. I haven't seen as many things transform into the Force as you have. I haven't had as much honor as you have in seeing all of this death and destruction.
Well, I could never accept death as a true Jedi should.
She could never accept death as a true Jedi should. Again, they think that this is a meaningful, deep and meaningful conversation.
Jedi.
I couldn't accept what I'd lost.
Anyway. Dumb. Dumb. And this is where I just want to bring this up really quickly. So apparently there's something going on between Jackie and Osha. Not only do we get lesbian witches, not only do we get pronouns in this episode, but now we got to turn these two. This is going to make the shippers so fucking happy. This is going to make the shippers so happy because they don't need to ship it anymore. It's happening. It's happened. Daphne Keane says Jackie has feelings for Osha in The Acolyte. She played the character in episode 3, mind you, not even this episode, like she had a crush on Osha. Where's my bucket? This is Star Wars. You know what's really funny? Is that you could see, they showed us in Star Wars, the original Star Wars, that because Luke didn't know that that Leia was his sister, that he was crushing on her. Remember when Luke says, "Do you think Han says to Luke, do you think a princess like that, or a woman like that, and a man like me?" And he doesn't even finish the statement, and Luke turns to him and goes, "No, I don't think that," because he wants to be with Leia. Before he realizes that it's his sister. People want to say that's disgusting. There's something. No, it's not. No, it's not. He had no idea. He was attracted to her. She's a beautiful woman. And Han was playing around with Luke. You could see the smirk on his face, and it's a funny moment. It's a way to do comedy without it being like full comedy. Like slapstick comedy. It's a way that the audience sits there and goes, I see what you did there, Han. That's funny. Right? But no, in this day and age of entertainment and fucking Star Wars especially, the actors need to come out and explicitly told you, oh, I played it like I was crushing on her. And again, none of this ever happens in a heterosexual. Like, people thought that she was crushing on Yord when he had his top off in episode 1. I'm sure there were shippers out there that were trying to ship that, but they're even happier now because it's a lesbian. Again, you want to promote your show like this, then we should be allowed to criticize it under these terms and conditions that you're putting out there. That doesn't make it misogynistic. That doesn't make us sexist. That doesn't make us racist. That doesn't make us bigots. You're the one pushing it. We're just giving you our commentary back on how fucking stupid that is. And there's a scene in this episode where she's like, "Oh, you're going to miss me? You're going to miss me?" So fucking gay. It is the gayest Star Wars. It's gay for being actually gay, and it's gay for being fucking gay. And guess what? For me, saying that isn't bigoted language. You know why it's not bigoted language? Because you're the ones promoting it as fucking gay. It's like I said, the lesbian witches, right? The lesbian witches. You go ask Leslie Headland if that's what she was going for. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. She says, yep, I wanted to put the queerness there. She's already said it. You fucking idiots that try and defend this absolute garbage through racist and review bombing. Fuck yourself. Like, seriously, go and stick your own fucking fingers in your asshole if you don't have a cock. And if you got a cock, stick your dick in your ass. This is so far removed from fucking Star Wars. It's gay. It's fucking faggotry. And you're such a bigot, Ryan. Go fucking fuck yourself. Like, seriously, fuck off. Get out of the fucking franchise that I love so much and stop fucking destroying it. Yeah, look, to all the new people that are here, they're like, holy shit. It happens, sorry. I just can't stand this. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Because again, once again, all we are saying is what the problems are with this based on not only the way that you're promoting it, but then based on law that's established. And yet we get called the fucking bigots and the racists and the this and the that. If there's a shill in the chat, fuck him. I don't fucking care. You want to sit there and you want to love this stuff? You want to go and finger your butthole while you're watching The Acolyte the next episode? Do it. I don't give a fuck what you do. You're a fucking weirdo that doesn't actually understand real Star Wars lore, that doesn't understand real Star Wars canon, that doesn't even fucking consider the fact that continuity should be kept in check. Why? So that we can get a lesbian fucking couple. You wanted rage? There you fucking have it. I'll just see this. Hold on. Anyway. Is this the show? No. I don't know, man. Fuck. You know, you don't have to censor yourself. You can swear in my chat. I don't fucking care. It is. Fucking hell. Let's see. Mr. Grant Gregory for $5 says it's gay because it's actually proper gay. Yeah. But worse, it's fucking gay. That's right. Raging Rhino 2024. That's right. It's gay because it's fucking gay, and it's gay because it's fucking gay. Why do you keep censoring yourself? Like, you think by writing the word fuck you're going to offend someone? Fuck. Weirdos. So yeah, they're just making Star Wars gay. Now, let's take a look at some of the continual promotion that they keep doing for this godforsaken show. So this is an interview with the Asian Ezra Miller and the and Amanda Stenberg. Let's take a listen to this.
Manny, when you were hanging from that tree in episode 4, I was wondering how long did they have you up there? What was it like filming that scene?
Thank you for asking that question.
Well, you know, Manny actually opted to do this.
Yeah.
Because originally I was supposed to be hanging by the tree.
How was that going to work? Sorry, Mr. Bantham, I gotcha. How is that supposed to work? Was that through a rewrite, reshoots or something? Originally, she was supposed to be hanging from the tree? I mean, that might give a little bit of credence to this dude being the actual master. I don't know how that was supposed to work. They changed it? When did they change it? Oh, this scene is for the Bechdel test. Look it up. I've heard this before, and hang on a second. Give me one sec, you guys. Hold on. The usual criteria of the Bechdel test are one, that at least two women are featured. Two, that those women talk to each other. And three, that they discuss something other than a man. Oh. Is that what that is? The Bechdel test? R.I.P. Star Wars. I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger. Yes, it does. Thank you. R.I.P. Star Wars. Let's continue this. Hold on.
And then Manny
Yes,
thought,
I had
let's
the
switch this
smartest
up and
idea.
reverse it.
So it was his idea to switch you guys up. Okay. Not the writers or the director or anything like that.
Thinking that it would be better for the story. And yeah, I ended up hanging upside down for a good amount of time. It was, I mean, luckily we had, our stunt team there to make sure that not too much blood was rushing to my head, because yeah, after a certain point you get like these red little dots that appear on your face and can be pretty dangerous. But
And then he just goes on for like again, they were going to switch it, or they did switch it. Originally, it was supposed to be her hanging upside down from the tree. Why? Or maybe the Wookiee set up a trap and they just happened to stumble into it. And then I don't know. We don't know what the rewrites of this scene or the rewrites of this show or whatever have actually, gone from and become. We know what it's become. It's become garbage. But yeah. Let's take a look at this one.
I play May and Osha.
Badly too. Like they've both got the exact same expressions and everything. It's like, happy, sad, frustrated. Like it's just the same emotion for every emotion. For both characters.
They're twins that are energetically very different from each other.
It's too bad you can't act them differently from each other.
Oshi. Because Star Wars is about the light and dark side of the Force, I thought that this idea of contrast and difference was a lot more interesting, and so I decided to make them very different from each other. When it came to dropping into each character, I did a lot of backstory work. I also had 2 different scents for them. So I had a perfume that I would...
Oh, so she'd sniff one fart and then go into being Osha, and then she'd sniff another fart and it'd go into being May. That helped her. That helped her get to her inner May or her inner Osha. Sniff that fart.
Would smell when I was dropping back into May, and then when I would smell when I was dropping back in.
I just want to remind you that she wasn't cast, like she wasn't like, she didn't have to audition. This role was made for her to be in it, and you can see why based on like the stupid, ridiculous rap music video that she did, the activism that she does, all of the stuff that we've gone over in the lead up to the Acolyte, the wanting to make men cry. And I know that's got nothing to do with Star Wars, but it definitely tells you her mindset. All the stuff that was coming up in the lead up, that's why we are where we are and why she got the role that she got.
Into Osha. I thought a lot about yin and yang, and I thought about how yang is masculine and bright, and that's Osha in my mind.
Masculine.
And yin is feminine and dark and mysterious, and that's May. So the question is, what will win in this scenario? Will it be...
Neither of them. They're both going to just be fine. They're both going to be good guys, and they're both going to be bad guys, and there's going to be the morally gray area, and we're going to have an I am your mother moment, and it's got to be cringe and bad and horrible for Star Wars.
Their ideological difference, or will it be the love that they have for each other?
Maybe we'll get an incest lesbian relationship. You never know. I wouldn't put it past Disney Star Wars to do that. I wouldn't put it past Leslie Headlamp to do that, lesbian Headlamp to do that. Oh, that's the bigoted language that we're talking about. I don't give a fuck. If we're talking about the actual entertainment that they're giving us, it's fucking garbage. And it's fucking garbage because that's, again, its identity is only putting Leslie Headland's queerness into it. Her words. It's the gayest Star Wars we've ever seen. Her words. It's like, what more do you want? They're the ones saying it. All we're doing is commentating it, criticizing it. All right. We're not watching the whole thing. I can't stand this. I just can't stand this. But she uses basically, she made it in 72 hours. It's a music video that she made. Right? It's cringe. Like the whole thing about this is just like, you know, you've already done a lot of damage to the Star Wars brand through this show. I mean, Disney's done a lot of damage to the Star Wars brand through everything that they've done. But this is next level cringe. Next level cringe. Mute. Yeah, apparently it's not too bad when you mute it, but I don't know. So not only can she not act, she can't dance either, which is kind of funny. Maybe we'll listen to a little bit. We'll get to maybe the first chorus, and then maybe we'll mute the... I'm a Australian white boy and I can dance better than this. And I'm not even joking.
I'm going viral on Twitter again. Open up the news, find some interesting things. 29 views and a view from 2018 with Trevor the King. When I was a teen, I was running from city to city to speak on the story. You know the one. Police murder and a black boy. Yeah, my people cried in the theaters, trying to release it. White people cried they could see us as human beings. Trevor asked what I want the people to know. I said, white people cry, what's the goal? If they could take one thing, what would it be? I say empathy. Oh, that's why they mad at me. They splice lines, make hate, they recognize, make it look like the same propaganda they spew. Cause they conflate our pain with violence and try to weaponize everything that we do. The desperation of the oppressors is rising and now they holding on to...
Just... Who thought that this was a good idea, though? Like, that's what I want to know. You got a 14% score on IMDb, and you think the best way to go about actually trying to at least do some damage control on that is to make a fucking stupid rap video about the criticism it's getting and about the bullshit and gaslighting everybody through that? Oh, we're muting it. I've had enough. Oh, we want the chorus, though. We so bored, fuck with our discourse. Oh, I was watching. He said something too. He like came up with a line for it, and it was just funny. I fucking laughed. I was laying in bed because they start at, I think, 1 a.m. for me. And I was laying in bed, and I'm like just laying on my, like watching it on my phone, and I just started giggling to myself. It was so fucking funny. Anyway, we don't need to watch any more of that. You've seen enough, I think. You've seen it enough times. You've seen it on other people's streams. It's just cringe. It's just cringe. And the funny thing is that she talks about the clickbait, she talks about all this bullshit, and it's again just one big gaslight. Dumbest lyrics of all time. I agree. I mean, this is the thing though, is that they truly believe that the people that are out there that don't like this stuff are just like the bigots and stuff. They believe it. They don't believe that these are real Star Wars fans coming out to voice how they actually feel about it. And you want to talk about the review bombing? Go through and I watched one of Ryan's videos. Go through and actually see what the positive views are, and actually look at what those other positive reviewers have actually reviewed. Nothing. It's like they were created. These accounts were created to positively review bomb the Acolyte. And is it really out of the realms of possibility that there could be some people out there that are review bombing, that are giving it negative? Yeah, okay. Is it completely out of the realms of possibility, though, that it could be being positively review bombed by critics? Craziness. Absolute craziness. Anyway, we're pretty much, look, I'm not going it through the episode anymore. It was ridiculous. You can go watch my review of it. All the stuff that I really wanted to touch on in regards to this episode, I've touched on, and we've gone through it. So good. I'm happy that we were at least able to do that. We're going to do Seal of the Week, and then we're going to watch some Grizzy videos. We're going to do Seal of the Week. But I need your help. We need to pick one. I've got too many. I've got one too many. So let's see. Who are we going to go through? We're definitely keeping that one. Okay, we're going to choose between these two. Hold on, let me move that. Move that. Okay, so you guys, yes, the seal emojis. I want to see them. I want to see them to all the members. We want the seal clapping emojis in the chat. We're about to do Seal of the Week. All right, here we go. So you've got to pick between one of these two and who gets this week's nomination. So just says, thinking about this today, Mace Windu, because Mace Windu put this tweet out and said, Revan being non-binary would be the most normal thing in the Star Wars galaxy. Mace R. Windu is a big Disney shill. A big Disney seal. So that's number one, if you want that one to be nominated. Or you've got this one. The Acolyte is good, actually. Pass it on. Now, if you did see, I put out a tweet that, again, blew up saying the Acolyte is dog shit, actually. Pass it on. And the person that I quote tweeted that on top of blocked me because I completely ratioed them. I had like 11,000 likes on it, and they had like 500 on theirs saying that the Acolyte was good. I thought it was hilarious. So, I want to see numbers in the chat. This is for the nomination, just for the nomination, not who gets Seal of the Week, just the nomination. So you got basically Mace R. Windu saying Revan being non-binary would be the most normal thing in the Star Wars galaxy, or you've got the Acolyte is good, actually. Pass it on. They keep trying to do this. Keep trying to do this. I actually had to bring up somebody else's from that thread because the one that I had up completely blocked me. I knew it. I kind of knew that it was going to be probably one. Oh, we've got a 2 in there, though. Another monster. How you doing? One's winning, though. Yeah, I did. I think I can, for some weird reason, even though they blocked me, I can still see it on my phone. Let me have a look really quickly. Let me just check. Man, my Twitter's been going off. It's off the chain. Oh, damn. Yeah, so I've got, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I've got 11,000 likes on that tweet, and I can't see the person and how many likes they've got on theirs. But I ratioed the shit out of them. Looks like one's won it. Oh, one has won it. There's a couple of twos in there, but one has definitely got it. And we are in a democracy here. So we're getting rid of number 2. And here we go. Here we go.
I'm all the Jedi.
All right, so nominee number 1 comes from Bella, which is just a black trans girl. It's funny that there's no pronouns in the bio, though. Isn't that sacrilege to not put your pronouns in your bio? Didn't fucking Gina Carano get cancelled for not doing that? Anyway, the fact that the racists and homophobic grifters are trying to make the Acolyte's 11.1 million views in a week seem like a failure is just another example of them moving the goalposts. Okay, I think you'd find that a lot of those 11.1 million views are like people not liking it, like they're watching it to see the train wreck. It's like if you told somebody that there was going to be a train wreck at exactly this time and exactly this place, you know how many people would be there with their phones watching? You said no one would watch, and millions did. Yeah, for all the wrong reasons. Even after a whole week of your attacks, this show is a hit, and there's nothing you can do about it. Hashtag the Acolyte. Oh, let's look at the IMDb score, because it's not much of a hit, to be honest with you. So that's nominee number 1. Nominee number 2 is from Daniel. I don't know. Pronouns in bio, of course. He, him. Not that anyone fucking gives a shit, man. Star Wars is dead. You'll just hate fun. Listen. Fucking, yeah, we can have fun watching these things, but as soon as you start fucking, the writing gets bad, or as soon as you start destroying lore, canon, continuity from real Star Wars, that removes the fun from it. You idiot. That's nominee number 2. Nominee number 3 is from Vader's Order. Yep. Kiadi Mundi appearing does not break canon. Here's why. His birth year was never established in canon, only in legends. And the second point is, at this point of the episode, he never knew that a Sith is behind anything. That is still unknown to him. Okay. You want to keep fucking towing that? Yep, exactly. 93 BBY, ladies and gentlemen. Established. And the last one was the one that you picked. We'll say that this is actually Mace R. Windu, because this is just saying thinking about this today. So it's actually Mace's tweet that we're basically nominating here. Revan being non-binary would be the most normal thing in the Star Wars galaxy. those are your nominees for this week's Seal of the Week. Let's put the poll in the chat. One, two, three, and four. The poll is up, ladies and gentlemen. Or will be in just a second. There we go. All right. Seal of the Week. There are your nominees. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. All right. I'm going to bring up Grizzy's channel. Let's see. What have we got to catch up on here? So, Woke Soy Boys wine over Star Wars fans' reactions to the Acolytes. We're going to do episode 3. All right, we'll watch those two, I think. We'll watch those two. So, if you're not subscribed to Grizzy, let me put his link in the chat. Mods, if you can help me out with that too, that'd be appreciated while we're doing this. There's the link a couple of times for you. Grizzy's killing it. He's doing well. He's nearly at 22K. That's fantastic. Well done, Grizzy. All right, but before we get into this, I do need to run to the bathroom really quickly. I'm going to play a clip for you. Let me just take myself off screen here. What do we got? Which one can I give you? I'll do the fuck off Disney one. Oh, why Disney? Why? All right, I'll be right back.
I said Lyndon would go to the tree and do some ASMR for you, Lethal. In your honor.
I'm so sorry. He'd be hugging that tree. And then he'd be punching it and slapping it, going, "You took my friend." Kicking it. How dare you?
That would be you, Rhino.
Nah. I'd be there going, "Why? Fuck you, Disney! Why?" All right. I'm back. Fuck you, Disney. Why? Yeah, I don't remember exactly what we were actually talking about, but I remember obviously remember the moment. I can't remember what I was actually saying about Lyndon though, and why he would be there hugging the tree or slapping it and kicking it. But yeah. That was back in the days of actually making me saying this, like the anger was flowing like real hardcore.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
Back in those days, when Raging Rhino was really raging. All right, let's watch a Grizzy video while you get your votes in for the Seal of the Week. We're going to watch 2. Like we did last week. We watched these 2 last week, episodes 1 and 2. We're going to watch this one here. So Woke Soy Boys wine over Star Wars fans' reactions to the Acolyte, reacting to the Acolyte. And we're also going to watch the Shill's reactions to episode 3. We're going to skip this one because Woke Star Wars fans, Shill's defend the Acolyte episode 3. Man, we need to watch that one too. Fuck. All right, let's just see. Oh, that's right. My headphones aren't fucking working. All right. I hope we don't get echo again. Let me know if there is. I'll try and troubleshoot it. Let's get some audio in this bitch, and let me know if you can't hear it either. All right, here we go.
I posted, was it this morning? I was either this morning or last night. I was like, watch the first 2 episodes. There's a lot that's got me kind of like roped in. I'm intrigued by it. I want to keep watching, you know, blah, blah, blah. If there were, let's say, 8 responses, 7 of them were positive, and then 1 was like, soy boy.
So it's pretty obvious at this point that most Star Wars fans are not buying what the Acolyte is selling.
27%. That's plummeted. I wonder, well, we've just got this up. Let me just check. Now, again, I want to point out Rotten Tomatoes, you can never really trust Rotten Tomatoes. No, we're still at 14. This is the thing. To start getting below the 14 mark, it starts to become harder and harder. You need a lot more negative reviews for it to even drop at 1 percentage point. Whereas like one positive one will come in and it'll jump from like 14 to 16 sort of thing because of the scale. You know what I mean? You know.
They just don't like it. However, the woke pro-Disney activist crowd, they are pulling out all the stops to ensure this show succeeds.
I absolutely loved it. This one is on the top tier for me for Star Wars series.
I just think go in. I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to be as pleasantly surprised as I was.
Oh. No! It's freaking Star Wars. It's new, but it's freaking Star Wars.
No! Is it bad? No, I think it's pretty good.
Hey, look, I really enjoyed Acolyte for the most part.
God, that is Disney's targeted male audience right there. Jesus Christ.
Your parents must be fucking so proud.
But they're now taking it a step further than just blindly praising it, joining Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, Leslie Headland, and the pro-Disney media in attacking real Star Wars fans simply because they don't like the show.
It was in my recommended, and it was people talking negative things about the Acolyte. And I was like, let me just watch 5 minutes and see what these knuckleheads are talking about.
And that 5 minutes of someone daring to criticize the Acolyte led to one of the biggest soy rants I've ever heard from these guys in over 2 years of covering them.
And you start seeing the internet, how like, you know, the racist people are coming out and how they feel about Star Wars because what they feel reaffirms their core beliefs or whatever.
Soy number 1 crying racism with no proof. What a shock.
Nothing out of the ordinary here.
Now,
this is the thing. These guys are streaming, right? This isn't just a video. These guys are actually streaming this. Bring it up. Show us. You can do it. Show us, give us the receipts of the racism that you said that you saw in these fucking criticizing videos. Even if you are recording a video, bring it up. Show us your evidence.
Soy number 2 mentioned earlier that he watched 5 minutes of someone talking negatively about the Acolyte. And I'm assuming at 5 minutes he got triggered and had to stop watching.
Yeah.
I, in this past week, have probably watched about 25 hours of Disney Star Wars shill content.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
So unlike you two, I actually know what I'm talking about when I discuss people who have a different opinion than me.
Yep.
And in that 25 hours, none of these people have provided any tangible proof of legitimate racism against the show, a cast member, anything.
Charlie Burnett, who is in the Acolyte, has been under fire for joining the Acolyte ever since people realized his skin color.
This is insane.
You're fucking kidding. No one that I've watched, and I've watched a lot of people like talking about the episodes, breaking down the episodes, reviewing the episodes, all of this kind of thing. I don't think I've heard one person that has had a negative opinion towards the Acolyte actually mention his skin color. Not one. Not one.
Book's cast is claiming that the only reason fans are attacking, not even attacking, trolling Charlie Burnett, the actor who plays Yord, is because of his skin color. Yeah. And now that he's screwed up something completely obvious.
But if you can't look and see the Anakin blowing up the Death Star
possibly killed millions and millions of people. Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star.
That's the excuse, according to Comic Book Cast, that the toxic fan base needed to express their racism.
We were laughing at him because he was wrong, not because he's black. We were laughing at him because he's involved in Star Wars and he doesn't know Star Wars. Like, it's
most of the channels here on YouTube covering this stuff, right? That get the big traction. So, well, now we got a legit reason to hate him. It's not just because of his skin color. It's because he doesn't know the plot point or whatever.
Insinuating that if Charlie Burnett were a white guy, nobody would have ripped on him for saying that Anakin blew up the Death Star.
It's amazing how every time you open your mouth, you prove you're an idiot.
God, consider that like button a middle finger to all these woke freaks and smash the shit out of it for me.
Do it.
All right, back to the soys who are still complaining.
If these people would have my begrudging respect, if they, in their same stance, could say, like, The Last Jedi had some fantastic direction, really great performance. You know what I mean? And they never do that.
That is 100% false. I've seen quite a few people on our side praise certain aspects of The Last Jedi, whether it be visuals, acting performances, certain scenes in the movie. But obviously those things do not make up for how shit The Last Jedi.
That goes against their narrative. And you got to remember, the narrative's fucked, ladies and gentlemen. Get your merch today. The narrative's fucked.
Jedi is. So that is false, soy number one. But what do you care? We just hate women, right?
Every single thing about these projects they think is bad, done by untalented.
That's true too, though. The last thing we need is respect from these soy boys. The last thing that we need is respect from these people that actually don't respect the law. They don't respect Star Wars at all. They sit there and seal clap. Hence why these people constantly get called out for the bullshit. And yes, The Last Jedi is dog shit. It really is. It's not Star Wars. This is an absolute abomination. Yeah, receipts are never shown after these claims. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Because they don't have the receipts to show. That's a lie. They're gaslighting.
Talented, undeserving people. Because a lot of those people working on it, they're like women showrunners, women directors, you know, Bryce Dallas Howard's directing it, you know, and they're like Kathleen Kennedy this, and I'm a misogynist that.
You just used The Last Jedi as an example. Who did the fans blame for The Last Jedi?
Yeah,
who did the fans blame for The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker? And who, along with Kathleen Kennedy, are we currently blaming for the shitty direction Star Wars is going? These soy boys are so sensitive and so delicate that anyone receiving any negativity whatsoever is automatically a victim if they deem it so, including themselves when they get ripped on.
And then one was like, soy boy. And I'm like, okay.
The worst. Yeah.
That's okay. What, okay. What kind of conversation do you want to have? What,
yeah.
Oh, you don't want to have one. Oh, you don't. Okay, cool.
Keep in mind, these two just labeled fans who are critical of Disney Star Wars as racist and misogynist, which is a very serious thing to label someone, especially when it's false. And here we have soy number two whining about being called a soy boy.
No,
then just go fuck yourself. I don't know what to tell you.
They're just dumb little bitches.
I was telling people to go fuck themselves earlier. But, you know, I have no doubt that the shill that was in the chat that was having a go, like, you know, pissed off that I was saying all of this stuff, he's fine. You'd be fine with these people saying it because you're on their side of the aisle, aren't you?
Scary. Shiver my timbers.
They're just dumb little bitches. That's all it is. They don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah, go say that to their face, soy number one. See what happens.
Truthfully, it has changed how I experience the shows that we watch. It's
100%.
also changed my enthusiasm for wanting to watch these shows.
100%.
Wow, so soy number two admits that they're not having fun doing the Disney shill fake reactions anymore. Why is that, I wonder? Could it be that almost everything Disney has put out over the past few years has completely sucked? Yeah. Or could it be that we are watching you and we are ready to rip on you for being a shill?
Well, it's funny that you say that, Grizzy, because I've said this before too. I sit there and I criticize these shows for its lore, its canon, its continuity, the writing, the acting, the images, the way it looks, all of that sort of thing. There have been some good parts there, very small, and most of it only really comes down to visuals most of the time in regards to what is actually good, and sometimes the score, but that's more so because of the John Williams stuff. But then the people come out and say, oh, you're destroying my enjoyment of it. Well, if I'm destroying your enjoyment of it based on what I'm saying, it must mean that I'm right, because what I say then shouldn't affect your enjoyment of it because you're getting what you need out of the show. So at the end of the day, if you're sitting there saying, oh, just stop watching and let us just watch and enjoy and stop destroying my enjoyment of it, well, then you're just vindicating me. That's all it is. That's what it is. Vindication.
Sometimes when a show,
especially when you can't hit back with any receipts or any actual knowledgeable counter criticisms against the criticism that we're giving, especially when it comes down to the lore stuff and the canon stuff and the continuity stuff, right? You've got nothing. So all you come out with is name calling. Now, yes, you've witnessed it on today's stream. I went out, I fucking raged and I fucking called these people out and I called them names and I told them to go fuck themselves and all of this kind of shit, right? But at the end of the day, that's not all I've done. I've given my evidence and you're still going along with this narrative, hence why I'm now saying go fuck yourself. I didn't start my argument by saying go fuck yourself. I gave you the reasons why I don't like it. You're gaslighting me by saying that you're just racist and you're just misogynistic and it's, bigoted language and you're just a bigot, blah, 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 blah. That's when I come out and go, well, fuck you. You're not going to listen. Like I said earlier in the stream as well, we used to be able to have discourse in regards to, okay, you clearly don't know this part of the law. Let me just tell you about it, not mansplain it to you. Let me just educate you based on the information that we have and the knowledge that we have. And you're choosing to ignore that is real and that is the case. Okay, go fuck yourself.
Was coming out. In my head, I'm like, I would rather just watch this on my own at 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night on my projector.
They're not having fun. And the fact that we have more fun ripping on and making fun of Disney Star Wars than they do enjoying it and getting significantly more engagement on YouTube triggers the fuck out of these guys.
We put in a lot of work to make.
Oh, I also want to say this to any of the mods out there. You are not to ban anyone from my chat. I'm just putting that out there right now. If it goes beyond certain elements, you can definitely put people in timeout. You can DM me and say, this is why I think you should maybe ban this person. I have never once blocked anyone on Twitter, and I don't intend to unless it gets out of hand, right? And I've never blocked anyone from the channel. These people are allowed to come in and say what they want to say. I will give my counterpoints and everything like that. But under no circumstances are you to ban someone from the chat. If you ban someone from the chat, I'm removing your wrench. Simple as that. So I'm just putting that out there.
Make our videos and do all that stuff and our reactions on our Patreon and all.
Timeout's fine because they get timed out for a little bit and they can come back. I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but don't abuse that either.
That, and then you go on one of these YouTube channels that is like just so toxic and negative, and I'm like, how do you have how is it possible that 400,000 people agree with your tomfoolery? That is crazy. What is wrong with you people?
Grizzy,
you're a bitch. The majority of real Star Wars fans are tired of Disney Lucasfilm's bullshit. They're tired of being preached to. They're tired of being called racist. They're tired of the Force's female agenda. They're tired of put a chick in it and make her gay. They're tired of activists, directors, and showrunners inserting their activism into the content. And in turn, we are also sick and tired of Disney Star Wars shills like yourselves.
We are.
Thanks for watching. And if
Great job, Grizzy. All right, video number 1 down. Video number 1 down. Oh man, how long is that? 10 minutes. All right, we're going to jump that one. This is the thing. We watched 2 last week. We're going to watch 2 this week. We're going to watch this one. And then next week we might, obviously Grizzy's still got to drop episode 4. So we will probably watch this one next week. The Woke Disney Star Wars Shills Defend the Acolyte episode 3. And we'll probably watch the episode 4 one, but we'll be on episode 5. Hopefully by the time we get to the end of the Acolyte, we will be all caught up with Grizzy's coverage of it. So we're going to now give this one a watch, and then we'll wrap up Seal of the Week, and then we'll get the fuck out of here, eh? How's the poll going, by the way? Let me have a look. Oh, we got 40 votes in there. That's all right. Let's keep that going. We're still got, 65 people here? We had over 100. Man, thank you again, guys, so much. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the members, appreciate the super chats, and I just appreciate you guys being here. There's a lot of people that just come in, week out, and are here, and it's fucking fantastic. Love you guys. Let's just quickly go back over it. So that's nominee number 1. Obviously about all the racists and homophobic grifters, saying that 11.1 million views is a failure. I think that the result of those views becomes the failure. Then number 2, we've got Star Wars is dead and we just hate fun. Then we've got the Kiadi Mundi defense, saying that it was never canon. It was never in canon. And then the last one is the fact that Revan, it would be the most normal thing for Revan to be non-binary. All right, let's do this. Let's go back to the beginning. Smash that like button. Make another soy boy cry. Here we go.
Star Wars Acolyte. This is episode 3. And wow, the comments. Wow, the response.
This show is really exposing who the paid Disney shills are. And as we've seen these past couple of weeks, they absolutely can't stand being called out for.
Oh, yeah. I've been blocked by so many people. And this is the other thing too, as I sort of just mentioned, I've never blocked anyone. Never blocked anyone. And there have been people where I've been right on the edge of maybe I should just block this person. I don't need this discourse. Fuck around down discourse. I don't need this. But again, people can say what they want to say. If they're going to fucking try and call it out, call me names, whatever the case may be, and I feel like then responding, fighting for myself and defending, then, yeah. You just blocked me, bitch. When? When? Did somebody block you in the chat? Was that before or after I said it? Because, again, I haven't obviously said that to my mods before. I can still see you. When have I blocked you? Come on, I'm waiting for your response. What? Man, I haven't blocked anyone in this stream. And I can still see your comments. Play stupid. You must be stupid. You saying I blocked you today? I've never blocked anyone. Ever. You fucking lying piece of shit. Ever. Maybe I should block you. Maybe I should fucking block you. You just got blocked. By whom? By whom? Let me go through the chat. Hold on the YouTube side. I want to see. I want to see where. Darth Ghostface, did you block him? Before again, I want to point out that I haven't said this before, and the mods sometimes do what the mods do. I didn't block anyone. I haven't been to fucking the YouTube side to even do that. I've been just running the stream. But again, if you're being blocked, you wouldn't be able to respond in the chat right now. You're a fucking lying piece of shit. Can't make jokes. You're a dickhead. You're a fucking dickhead. So you try to gaslight us all into thinking that I actually did block you. Oh, it's just a joke. You're a fucking little soy boy, little bitch too, just like these fucktards that we're watching right now. You're a fucking idiot.
For it. And some of them are getting roasted so hard that they're actually debating whether or not to quit covering the Acolyte.
There was a part of me that was like, should we just stop doing this?
Shall we?
Like,
Yeah.
It's not being as fun.
Do it.
In general, I enjoyed the first couple episodes. Like, I'm an easy Star Wars fan. My bar is pretty low.
No shit.
At least he admitted it. At least he admitted it. Oh, man.
Reactions, I'm already obsessed. I'm already all in.
It's easy to entertain me in general, but when you put it in the Star Wars universe and we get all these familiar sounds and places and
Awesome.
species, like I automatically dork out about it. So I'm easy to please.
This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
What are you doing here?
Oh, Zabrak!
There will be consequences for breaking the rules.
It isn't.
I am not kidding when I say that some of these shills get sexually turned on from some of this shit.
I am fucking feral right now. I'm fucking feral right now.
Easy, big fella.
I told you this planet would be safe haven for our couple. Zabrak! This is so exciting!
Witches!
Oh,
you're right.
More witch content. I am winning.
Yeah, you really are winning, especially on social media. Not gonna lie, this isn't Star Wars whatsoever. It's terrible. I mean, it literally is Star Wars. It's in the title.
All
I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough.
Oh, I just got chills.
That dress is
incredible. I just got so many chills. Okay, I am so turned on. Oh, she's like, God damn. God damn, my wife is hot.
Oh, this is hot scissoring.
We were on the brink of extinction.
Who just made that noise? Lesbian.
I don't know if you liked the hearing that noise or not, but that was funny.
I'm gonna tear up. This is so beautiful.
Behold these two little cuties.
What the fuck did you just say?
Behold these two little cuties.
Why don't you have a seat there and get comfortable for that?
I bet he likes cuties.
Oh my god, this is cool.
Oh boy. What's gonna happen?
This is cool to see.
This is what we call a fake Star Wars fan.
Forgive our intrusion. We thought this planet was uninhabited.
The all-knowing Jedi were ignorant of their surroundings.
Oh! She always makes that noise and he always uses that same clip. It's so funny.
Now, this is what I like to call a shit reaction, and here you will see why.
Oh. Yikes.
I carried them. I created them.
Oh yeah, dark fight.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, wow. No, this episode's like boosting the points for the show for me for a lot.
What?
This is the most Game of Thrones feeling episode they've done.
Oh man, that's funny.
Well, I think we now know why your video got completely ratioed.
Because you're a fucking retard!
I want to be a Jedi, Mama.
I love you.
Oh my god, the fake crying is back. Is she gonna fake cry too?
We cutting or we crying?
We're stuck here now. It's
Where's
not
that, Grizzy, where's that full-on crier chick? The chick that just cries at everything. We haven't seen her for a while.
up to you. You can't stop me. Yes, I can. How? I'll kill you.
Damn!
Yeah, it's the most fucking
Yeah, twins, and one's definitely pulled towards one side versus the other. They embody the balance.
Oh my god, that's not what balance is in Star Wars. Fucking 2 + 2 doesn't equal balance, you fucking idiots. Balance is no dark side. You absolute morons. This is so dumb.
Anakin.
Shut the fuck up. Oh no. Why did everything...
They're watching this thinking, oh my god, oh no, what you gonna do? Like, not even thinking like rock and metal's on fire. Like that, just turn your brain off and fucking consume products. Get ready for next product. It's literally that. This reaction right here embodies that exact phrase.
Everything catch fire so quickly?
A good question for another time.
Holy shit. This got carried away.
Promise.
Oh,
No!
it's
Oh my
not
god, I love this! I love this! I love
Oh, they're reacting to May being alive. May being alive still. You know she's alive. You watched the first 2 episodes, didn't you?
this!
It is just so obvious that
fake
this
reaction.
right here
That is a fake reaction.
is who Leslie Headland made this show for, with their they them pronouns at the bottom of the screen there.
You have a serious mental illness.
Yeah, wow.
That was a freaking great episode.
Wow.
Fantastic episode.
I loved that.
Of course you do.
There's just gotta be something wrong with some of these people mentally.
My personal opinion, I like this episode more than the last 2. Yeah. By kind of a lot, actually.
Shit! Damn it!
Oh no.
Thanks for watching.
Great job, Grizzy. Great job. As per usual. Gonna drop that link again for you guys. Go and give him a sub. Go and watch his videos. Give him likes. Do your thing. There's the link there. Fantastic. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right, let's wrap up Seal of the Week and we get the fuck out of here. We've nearly hit the 4-hour mark. There you go. Let's do this. Let me bring it up. All right. We got 45 votes on the poll. It's a fantastic result. Thank you, everyone. We're ending it there. All right, we've got our results. We have our results. So, in last place with 8% of the vote was number 2. Star Wars isn't dead. You'll just hate fun. In second last place or third place, with 26% of the vote, is number 4. The Revan being non-binary, being the most normal thing in the Star Wars galaxy. In second place, it was very close between these two. In second place with 31% of the vote was number 1, Bella, just a black trans girl, with the racist and homophobic grifters comments about how it's got 11.1 million views and that being a failure. Again, just because people watched it it's a failure based on the fact that people are just rejecting this more so than anything to do with views. And the other thing too is, like, you think about the budget, $180 million. I mean, I'm watching this going, where the fuck is the money? But at the same time, like, how are they getting their money back for this? You know, through a streaming service that people are actually stepping away from in droves. And then in first place, the winner of this week's Seal of the Week is our defender for Kiadi Mundi, Vader's Order, that says Kiadi Mundi appearing does not break canon. Here's why. His birth year was never established in canon, only in legends. At this point, at this point of the episode, he never knew that a Sith is behind anything. That is still unknown to him. Hashtag the Acolyte. Congratulations, Vader's Orders or Vader's Order. You win this week's Seal of the Week. I want to see your seal clapping emojis in the chat, members. Get it going.
I'm all the Jedi.
Yep, I am all the Jedi. Oh, shit. I completely forgot. Thanks for reminding me, Grant. Let me take a look. Play this on the way out, I think. Where are you? Oh, there. Oh, hang on. You sent me a link. Where's the video? Grant, where's the video? All right, let me check to see if you posted it actually on Twitter and tagged me in. You didn't DM it to me. I don't have it. Oh, here we go. There it is. I found it. All right. All right, I'm going to play this, and then I'm just going to end it. So before I do play this, thank you, everyone, for being here. Thanks to all the members. I appreciate you guys and your ongoing support. Thank you for everyone for your super chats today. You've been very generous, and I really do appreciate that. Thank you to everybody here in the chat. You guys are awesome. We had a great show. We had a great audience today, and it was fantastic. A lot of fun. If you've been lurking, thank you. If you're here rewatching the stream, I thank you. Yes, the Jack Show is going. Go over and give them a Rhino raid. Let them know that you've come over from Raging Rhino. Yeah, if you're new and you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. There'll be plenty more Star Wars content over the next few weeks, especially. And I know people are sick of hearing this. There is the plan to get into Stargate SG-1 and just start doing some stuff. I feel like I need to do some stuff on the channel that I love. You know, and it's not to say that I don't love Star Wars. I do, but obviously I don't love Disney Star Wars. So there you go. There you go. Beautiful. We're going to get out of here. You guys have been great. And we'll see you next week for another episode of Casual Rage. Let me get myself out. All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Welcome back, guys. It's episode 4. The Acolyte's here. Let's settle the score. Coyote Mundi's back, but the timeline's a mess. 493, baby. Wait, now it's a distress. Disney's twisting canon. Fans in despair. Star Wars legacy. they just don't care. What will Disney Star Wars destroy next? Cannons broken, fans perplexed. Law and law all torn apart. Acolytes ruining the fans' heart. Ron appears, but he lived long, yet the timeline here just feels so wrong. Legends once were canon, now they're not. Disney's damage control, twisted thought. No respect for continuity, it's clear. Changing facts just to fit their smear. What will Disney Star Wars destroy next? Cannons broken, fans perplexed. Law and law all torn apart. Acolytes ruining the fans' heart. Episodes called day, lazy and weak. Characters flip-flop, motivations bleak. May wants to surrender, changes her mind. Storytelling here, logic's hard to find. Blusters and lightsabers, inconsistency. Disney Star Wars, a travesty. What will Disney Star Wars destroy next? Cannons broken, fans perplexed. Law and law all torn apart. Acolytes ruining the fans' heart. Plot holes are found, time makes no sense. Traveling planets, no real defense. Jedi and witches all confused. Then expectations once again bruised. Pronounced thrown in just to appease. Identity politics with such ease. What will Disney Star Wars destroy next? Cannons broken, fans perplexed. Law and law all torn apart. Acolytes ruining the fans' heart. Coyote Mundi, the timeline fight. Changing birth years to make it right. Fans who care, called too deep. Star Wars legacy, it's ours to keep. Characters' deaths, no real pain. Disney Star Wars just feel fair. What will Disney Star Wars destroy next? Cannons broken, fans perplexed. Law and law all torn apart. Acolytes ruining the fans' heart. Boring filler episodes a drag. Motivations shift, plot lines lag. Star Wars heart lost in this show. What they'll ruin next, we all know. Fan fiction pies, law destroy. Disney Star Wars avoid. What will Disney Star Wars destroy next? Cannons broken, fans perplexed. Law and law all torn apart. Acolytes ruined.
You'd better put a chicken. And make it fucking gay as fuck. And I want it lame!
Power of one, the power of two, the power of many. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
What?
That is so lame!
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like ain't like Dustin Crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bouncing to a supermarket and then Yeah. Be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing the deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking it very cautiously.
You go away.
Bounce too near a supermarket?